he's a good guy and you let him throw him on the side of the mountain like he's a piece of trash, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Deep in the mountains of southern New Mexico, police made a chilling discovery.
Oh shit, there's blood all over a ton of it. I think, oh yeah, that's blood.
The people who did this thought they had gotten away with it. They went back to work and returned the tools they had used for the crime.
I let her use my dolly.
Okay.
I let her use my axe. And I let her use my handsaw because I wouldn't let her use my chainsaw.
What they did not realize was that they had made one mistake that would unravel everything. On January 1st, 2026, Johnny Pena called 911 in a fit of panic. His brother had disappeared under mysterious circumstances.
I've had my friend go check at his house several times. He's not answering. It's not like him because he has his dogs at home. He never leaves his dogs.
Not only had he ditched his dogs and wasn't picking up his phone, but he also failed to show up at his sister-in-law's big moment. She was being sworn in as the president of the city council. So everyone in the family knew that something was wrong, and officers agreed. They called Moises Lopez, who Albert was last seen with, but Lopez did not pick. Instead, his girlfriend came to the phone and introduced herself as Jaylene Leework.
When is the last time you saw Albert?
3 days before New Year's Eve.
Are you guys friendly or just acquaintances?
He met my boyfriend, and those two get along great, you know?
Jaylene insisted that she had seen Albert 3 days before he went missing. And she also downplayed her boyfriend's relationship with Albert.
And you said that they hang out? Well, you said Mr. Lopez.
No, they don't like hang out. Like, I mean, like, I've been with them where they've hung out that time, and then I think he's hung out with them a couple times without me.
Okay.
But, like, nothing, like, extraordinary.
Jaylene had claimed that her boyfriend's relationship with Albert was nothing extraordinary, but they had CCTV footage proving the opposite.
Get whatever you want, you'll never have a best friend like me. Albert, you are my friend.
Not only was Jaylene's boyfriend Moises best friends with Albert, but he was also hanging out with him the night he disappeared. The two had walked into Willard Cantina, which had multiple cameras, and one of them captured the duo sharing food and drinks in a pleasant mood. Officers expected to see a fight or an argument, but the two remained jovial. They played pool together, although Albert was too drunk to shoot straight. Then came the moment when Albert offered to get Moises anything he wanted. Moises and Albert left the cantina shortly after 8 p.m. And this was the last time Albert was seen alive. Knowing this, the officers really wanted to talk to Moises, so they asked his girlfriend if she could put him on the phone.
Is Moises with you now?
Yes, would you like to talk to him?
That would be great. Do you know a person by the name of Albert Pena?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. When is the last time you saw him? He's missing.
2-3 days ago, we went to the bar, me and him, and then he had an argument with some dude there.
And do you know what they were arguing about?
I don't.
Moises mentioned an argument that Albert had with a stranger, but could not point out who he was. He also had no idea what happened, as he claimed to have left the scene before the argument was resolved.
Yeah, I would be concerned too, you know?
Would you keep your ears open? If you hear anything, please let us know. His family's sick and we're trying to get him.
I will, sir. I will.
Okay.
Investigators didn't take Moises off the table as a suspect, but went to get more information from the Willard Cantina, where he was last seen alive.
Albert was here the other night.
Yes.
How much does he usually drink?
3.
Okay. That's
3.
That's
He'll try to get more out of us, but
Okay.
3.
He was here the other night with a young man. They were here together. I watched the video. They leave. And then a couple hours later, he shows back up in the parking lot.
By himself?
Yep. It's concerning.
It's very concerning.
Because he came back by himself.
Yeah.
Were they getting along okay?
They were fine.
Not only did Moises return without Albert, but he also looked flustered. And even the waitress knew that something was off.
I don't want to sit here and say that this guy did something wrong.
No.
But something's not right.
Everybody's got this weird feeling about this guy already.
Apparently, Jaylene had stopped answering calls after her first conversation with the officers. But that was the least of the officer's concern, as a helicopter scanning the terrain found Albert's vehicle abandoned around a rural road.
All right, there's nobody inside of it. There's good tire prints coming and going that do not match this vehicle. So I did not drive over the tracks. The tracks are golden.
I think there's another one right here. Oh shit, there's blood.
Is there?
All over a ton of it. I think, oh yeah, that's blood. Brown.
Is all that dark? That is.
I think it's all blood. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, there's blood all on the outside of the door too.
They sealed the vehicle as it was a crime scene and started looking for the body, which they did not find. But later that night they caught a break when a woman named Ashley called him to volunteer some information.
And she's like, hey, can I borrow some tools? And she's like this. She pulled up and she was all twacked out. And then we're like, we're going to sit in your driveway at 12 o'clock in the middle of the night.
Okay.
And we're like, that's not cool.
In the end, Ashley gave in and let them borrow her tools.
I let her use my dolly.
Okay.
I let her use my axe. And I let her use my handsaw because I wouldn't let her use my chainsaw. So she was trying to also borrow a shovel.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's
is that blood?
So there. Does that look like blood to you? It's freaking us out. We're freaked out. So.
Yeah, it is blood.
Yeah.
This one does have blood right there.
And that was not even the craziest part.
My kids said that last night. They came in my house when they dropped this off.
Yeah.
And were going through my room while I was sleeping. I was dead asleep.
Did she tell you why she needed these tools?
She said it was for wood.
For wood.
For wood.
I mean, the shovel, I don't see why you need a shovel for wood.
This is what they wanted to use. They were like, that's what we need.
Ashley identified the suspicious borrowers as her neighbors, Katie and Manuel, and officers paid them a visit at their workplace.
Sheriff's office! How you doing?
They were visibly nervous from the get-go, and Katie was pretty defensive.
Can I ask you some few questions? All right. If you want him present or you want him to be... Okay. So, some questions were brought up since you did borrow tools from Ashley. You borrowed a dolly, an axe, and a handsaw tool?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the concerns are brought up that there were blood on a dolly.
Yeah. Mama's got cut working.
And where were you guys at?
We're in the mountains.
They were blood on the dolly. She was concerned because of that.
No, just we got cut cutting wood, so.
Okay.
While that explanation would work for the moment, it would ultimately return to haunt Katie. She had lied to the cops, but she wasn't the only one they were talking to. They had a chat with her daughter, who was more than happy to talk about what her mother was up to.
And where she been hanging out. Because they told me that she was up in the mountain somewhere cutting wood.
I don't even know why she's cutting wood. I've never seen her cut wood.
Yeah, they don't have a fireplace.
They don't have a fireplace.
Katie's daughter revealed that she had been tracking her mother's phone and had found it in the middle of nowhere.
And that's where she was at yesterday.
Yeah.
Because she did borrow some tools, and the tools did have blood on it.
Oh.
She said that her one of her friends cut themselves.
What manual one?
She revealed that her mother was a habitual liar, a fact that would help the officers further down in the investigation.
If I'm gonna be for real, I'd watch out for him.
She's always trying to be the worst she can be.
I'd say watch out for them lying because she loves to lie. She's
Lie
the
like
best
hell.
liar in the world, and she's real.
Yeah.
What the officers found interesting was that Manuel was the brother of Moises, the same man who had been seen with Albert Pena on the night he disappeared.
You keep looking back. Oh, please. Got him hailing on camera running down the highway.
Roughly 100 miles away from the town of Mountainair, a police officer pulled over a car for a routine check.
Hi, what's up, man? Got your license on you, ma'am? Okay. That's all right. How's y'all's night going? Good. Where y'all heading? Try your luck? Yeah. All right. Good luck. It's a joke, right? Yeah. That's what everybody says. Is this your vehicle?
Oh, yes.
Do you have insurance or registration?
Yes.
How you doing? You guys got IDs?
Inside the car were Moises and Manuel Lopez with their partners Katie and Jaylene. But they did not raise any red flags with the officer, who was not aware of Albert Pena's disappearance.
So the reason I'm stopping you, you failed to maintain the lane of travel. No big deal. I'm not going to write you a ticket. I'm not in the business of writing tickets. I just want to make sure nobody's drinking and driving up here, which obviously you're not. So just let me do what I got to do, and then we'll get y'all out of here, okay?
Thank you.
It seemed like everything was going to turn out okay. But then the officer talked to Moises in the back seat, and he was suspiciously shifty.
What's your name, boss?
Sus.
Huh?
Sus.
You don't got no ID?
No, what I do, but we left it at home.
Huh?
We left it at home.
You left it at home?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to win a jackpot without an ID?
Oh, no.
Huh?
We didn't go to
What?
We didn't go nowhere.
Moises started mumbling his answers, but all it did was make the officer more suspicious.
She just said y'all going to the casino.
They did. Oh, we didn't go.
Huh?
They did. We didn't go.
The casino's over this way. Y'all ain't even going that way yet.
No, but I didn't go to the casino. No?
I know that because you haven't got to it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, he asked Moises to step out.
Come on out. You ain't making no sense, dude.
What?
Get out. I can be cool, but don't push it. All right? If I tell you do something, that means do it. Get out.
Moises wasn't getting out.
Do you understand me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now I'm going to give you another chance because this is the third time I'm telling you to get out of the car.
I'm down.
Get out.
I'm down, so I'm going.
You ain't listening.
But then,
You keep looking back.
Go, please.
If you got some stupid warrant, bro.
Nothing, bro, please.
705, I need help at my location right now. I'm fighting with one. Fighting with one.
Please.
Moises kicked the officer in the leg and started begging Katie to drive off. Moises did get out, but only to make a run for it.
Get out! Y'all put your hands up on the steering wheel. On the dash. Got a male and all camo running down the highway. You're gonna get tased. Put your hands behind your back. You're gonna get it again. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Behind your back.
As the officer got his cuffs on Moises, he asked for backup a third time.
Boyd, I need help. I got 3 more in the car. Don't move, I'll tase you again.
Okay.
You thought I was playing. I knew you was gonna do something stupid. I've been doing this too long.
Even after getting handcuffed, Moises continued to resist, complaining about pain from the taser.
Get up. Stand up. You're gonna get hit by a car. Get up. That's what happens when you run from the police. Just knock it off, dude. That ain't gonna work.
The officer tried to quiz him, but he was too busy complaining to answer any of the questions.
What'd you run for, stupid? You got a warrant? Huh? You're outside. You're outside in the air. It's pepper spray. I was gonna ID you, maybe write you a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. That's it.
By the time they returned to the car, backup had arrived, and Moises tried to convince them that he had been mistreated.
That's what happens when you be a dumbass, dude. It's on camera, dude. It's 2026. Thanks for not driving off, Kate. I would've made it way worse. You're not dying, it's pepper spray.
Yeah. Help me.
Dude, you are acting like a child.
Moises kept begging to be let go, but the officer wanted to know why he ran in the first place.
Ain't nobody run for just a something else going on here. You probably got ID in this wallet too, don't you?
Moises had Albert's ID, credit card, and driver's license in his wallet.
Give these to dispatch.
We're just getting the tasers out. We got one in the butt.
One in the butt.
After the taser dart was taken out of Moises' body, the officer went over to the car and started talking to others, not knowing that they too were suspected by authorities in Mountain Air.
Sorry, my man. Come on out. That's your brother? Why'd he do something like that? You ain't got no warrant. You guys were nothing short of compliant. Y'all will be free to go here shortly, okay?
But the rest of the group acted like Moises' escape attempt was about his probation.
Well, generally people that are on probation don't do things like that. Do you know why he did this? No. You have no idea? No? So he's got a parole violation warrant. That's why he did that, I believe.
But there was still the matter of Albert's ID in Moises' wallet.
Do you know who this person is? Is this his...
The officer did not know that Albert was a missing person, or that he was last seen with Moises. He just found it suspicious that his ID was in another man's wallet.
That's definitely obviously not him. It was in his pockets. I don't even know. Do you know who this guy is? No. Okay.
Looking into that turned up immediate red flags, as homicide detectives were actively pursuing the case and drove down to have a chat with Moises.
I can't do anything about your probate or your parole violation.
Oh, I know, I understand that.
Keeping those rights in mind, are you comfortable talking with us, at least for a little bit?
But I told you everything I knew, so...
Okay.
Moises did not ask for a lawyer, declaring that he had nothing to hide.
Okay. Well, I have a couple of additional questions I think you might be able to help with. Would you be willing to answer those? Or see if you're willing to, if I tell you what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna hide.
Okay. Here's the deal. You've been around a long time. I've been around a long time. I'm not going to come in here and treat you like you're stupid. I'm not playing games with you. I know a lot more today than I did on Saturday when I spoke with you. Okay?
But when the officers revealed that...
I'm going to cut right through all the bullshit. I know that something bad happened and that Albert is not with us anymore. Okay? I know that for a fact.
He tried to act surprised.
Okay? Are you serious? I know that you were there when it occurred and I can prove it in court. What I don't know, because I wasn't there physically, is I don't know what happened. Okay? How it happened is important. What happened, we already know.
Even though the officer knew what he had done, Moises continued to feign ignorance.
Hey, he was in I got in front of you. He dropped me off, sir. And after that, me and my girl I went home. I don't know what happened after that, sir. I'm telling you.
Moises, I can prove that that's not true, though. I know why you're saying that. And if we hadn't have found what we found in the last couple days, that probably would have been okay. But now I know that's not correct.
Then the officer brought up the cards in Moises' wallet.
I can start with your arrest, okay? You had some items in your pocket when the police stopped you, okay? There were some credit cards and some
Yeah,
ID.
well, because that suit that I have, he gave it to me that night because it was cold.
Which one?
The suit that I have, the army suit.
Okay.
So all that stuff was in it. We were drunk, bro. Like, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that stuff was in there. It's his stuff, you know?
Okay. Well, then let's just get right to it.
Moises claimed that Albert had gifted him his suit with his card still inside, which was a clever excuse, but not a very believable one. Then the officer revealed another piece of evidence, one that Moises could not talk his way out of.
Why are your fingerprints in his blood in that vehicle that we found in the vehicle?
There's no way that my fingerprints are in the vehicle.
You think we drove all the way down here to BSU? I could have done another phone interview.
I understand that. But my fingerprints are in that.
Dude, I'm not kidding you.
Sure.
Albert's dead. You were the last person that was with Albert, okay?
That he dropped me off, yeah.
No, he didn't. We tracked his phone, okay? Up until 2:30 a.m., the phone's on.
But Moises insisted that Albert dropped him off before anything significant happened.
Okay?
I told you where you dropped me off.
Well, that's not accurate, though, Moises.
Well, I don't know what you're going to tell you up here.
The truth. Because here, I don't know what occurred. We know that Albert was drunk.
We were drinking, yeah. We were drinking. We cruised a little bit.
Yeah. And then something happened.
He dropped me off. No, he dropped me off, sir.
He tried to use his girlfriend as an alibi, but the detective was not convinced.
Even you can ask my girl; she was right there when he dropped me off.
You were driving the Trailblazer.
No, I was not driving.
Yes, you were.
Oh, no.
This is going to be simple then. If that's the story,
I'm telling you, sir, that I did not drive that ride.
You're not being truthful.
I'm telling you the truth, man.
You're not. And at the end of the day, when I disprove all of this,
okay,
then what you're going to end up getting is a first-degree murder.
Why me? I didn't do nothing to him.
Moises seemed to put too much confidence in his alibis.
Anybody.
Then I guess we'll just go to court and I'll just...
I have my alibis and I have my witnesses. I was never...
alibis.
Never did anything. My girl was there.
She's a liar.
Moises had invited the detectives to ask his girlfriend about his whereabouts, not realizing that they would follow through on the offer. Moises had a lot of confidence in Jaylene, but the officers did not.
And she's catching charges for this too.
Why? Because he took us home?
Tampering with evidence Murder? Felony murder?
No, we didn't tamper with nothing. We didn't protect you.
Bro, if you're not impressing anybody.
I'm not impressing nobody, so I'm not.
At the end of the day, you're
I don't hurt somebody, so I never hurt nobody in my life.
Well, I don't know why you did it.
Moises stuck to his story, no matter the evidence.
No, you didn't.
Well, come on, I guess, 'cause I'm not guilty of none of that.
Okay.
Man,
And then you dumped it out north of
I
town.
dumped nothing, no.
Yeah, that's not true. And we'll see what she says because you don't really care. You're already in trouble.
I'm not. What do you mean I don't care, bro? This is my life. And
Stack a first-degree murder and
bro, I didn't do nothing, though. I didn't do nothing. Why are you gonna stack that on me? I didn't do nothing.
You're lying.
And when the pressure got to be too much, he asked for a lawyer, rendering the rest of the conversation inadmissible in court.
I don't know what happened. I thought
I want a lawyer. I'll just lawyer up.
Cool.
But you're saying that I
Well,
get
sit down. You don't need to talk,
man.
We're going to call somebody. Now what we're going to do is we have a search warrant.
That's fine.
They're going to get your fingerprints.
That's fine.
And then you're going to be charged.
That's fine. I didn't do nothing.
Okay. Well, that is just not true.
Okay, well, if you say that's true, that's true. But I'm telling you what it is. It's true, man.
It's not. Something's getting left out here.
When did he give you the jacket?
When we were
He's already asked for a lawyer.
Okay.
But just as the detectives were about to leave, they threw a final warning at a defiant Moises. But since Moises had asked for a lawyer, officers decided to talk to his brother Manuel, who was also on their list of suspects.
What's going on, guys?
You're going to regret not telling us what happened because I knew there's more to the story.
No, tell me what I did.
Okay, well,
Why would I? That's my friend.
I don't know. That's the whole reason I came down here.
Okay, well,
Because something happened.
not with me, did it?
Well, that's not true.
Cut his hand.
Some other guy.
Some sell boots.
Manuel brought up a mysterious figure who went by the name Boots, and said that it was his blood on the tools they had borrowed earlier.
So who cut their hand?
Boots. He called himself Boots.
His wife, Katie, stuck with that story as well.
All right, so this person, his name is Boots.
Yeah, that's what he told us his name was.
Slowly, the officers started bringing up things that did not add up about the couple's story.
There's just a lot of strange circumstances surrounding the whole thing. That's kind of what we're talking, okay? I just want to make sure no one's freaking hurt.
And your wife would bring back the tools like at midnight in the middle of the night.
No, it's because she told us, she's like, you make sure when you're done, you bring him right back.
Like I said, I'm just saying, dude, it's I've been doing this shit for 20 years, and I'm using an axe, and I chop wood literally every day, so I don't know how I would cut my hand. I can imagine cutting my shin or something like that, but I'm trying to figure out how a cut on the hand would happen.
So we never used the hacksaw for nothing, so, and I don't know how he cut his hand.
They insisted that the blood was from a cut on Boots' hand.
It's a lot of blood on the dolly.
I didn't remember seeing how much was on there. So.
Okay, so there's a lot of blood.
I just want to make sure no one's freaking hurt or anything we need to know about, man.
Oh, no.
The detectives also brought up their strange choice of tools.
If I was going to go cut some wood, there's some things I'm going to want. All right, I'm going to want a chainsaw. So you guys had a hacksaw. And
we didn't even use that.
Okay, and then there was a shovel.
A shovel?
Yeah, asked for a shovel.
Yeah, you guys asked for a shovel and an axe.
This isn't like a bluff. I'm just kind of telling you what it is. I'm just like being honest and open with you. All that equipment was swabbed. All that's in the lab. Is there any reason that blood is not going to come back to the guy who cut his hand?
While Katie stayed steadfast on one side, Manuel stood firm on the other.
Is there anything you need to tell me, Manuel?
No, sir.
Nothing at all?
Not that I know.
If we do come across this missing person, guess who the prime suspects are going to be in the disappearance of that missing person?
Officers were now putting pressure on the couple, trying to make them realize that staying silent would make them part of the crime.
It looks like it could not be as you're saying. If it's not as you're saying, that's going to be very easy to tell too. Okay? Then it's going to be a serious problem for you.
Katie looked like she would crack, so the detective spent more time talking to her.
And I'm trying to give you an out here. I'm trying to let you help yourself. If there's something that we need to know that you can make this easier for us, you need to do what you should do.
Okay.
It's weird though, right? With the whole circumstance.
They applied pressure to Manuel as well, but he was a lot less receptive.
That you can make this easier for us, you need to do what you should do.
Okay. But nothing happened.
Things are sort of adding up, man. Well, what we're trying to say, man, okay? So if there's anything you may have left out, anything we need to know about, or maybe it was an accident and somebody got hurt up there.
Just cut wood and he cut himself.
How do we get a hold of Boots?
Katie was a lot more receptive, so the detectives turned up the pressure.
You're so confident that I'm not going to find out. I promise. Promise you, I'm going to find out. And you'll be okay if I find out if you help me. But if I find out and you don't, it's Katie, right? I promise you, you will be as much responsible as who actually did the thing. Help me help you.
Okay.
Help me help you.
Katie gestured in the direction of her husband, and that's when the officer picked up her reason for hesitation. Meanwhile, the other officer was busy trying to get her husband out of earshot so Katie could talk.
Right now, you're just being detained. You're not being under arrest, okay? Handcuffs for now. We'll go to the sheriff's office, okay?
But even as Manuel was put in the patrol car, Katie was in two minds about cooperating.
What you do right now and the decisions you make right now determine what kind of trouble you're at in terms of the spectrum of trouble. You leave today, or you spend the rest of your life in prison, there is a spectrum and everything in between. The decisions you make here in the next few hours determine where you're at on that spectrum. Yeah. I meant when I said I'm trying to help you help yourself.
Katie kept a brave face as she walked to the cop car. But once inside...
I didn't want to lie to you, but I don't want my husband to see.
I know. I hope you don't feel I was being rude to you, but did you know what I meant by when we can see something's not right?
Yeah, I wanted you to see something wasn't right because I wanted you to take me somewhere else.
I got you.
She revealed that Moises, the man seen in the CCTV footage leaving with Albert, the same man who tried to run away after the traffic cop, was the killer, and that he had stopped by at his brother Manuel's house asking for their help in hiding the body.
Did Moises ever tell you guys don't say anything? Okay, he did. And did that come with any sort of threat, or was he like...
Crazy, I just assumed you do the same thing to me.
Sure. Were you ever in fear that day that if in any way you didn't go along with it, something could happen to you or your husband? For sure, okay.
Katie was scared, and for a good reason.
Okay.
For sure, he was screaming at everybody. Can't trust these bitches, blah, blah, blah.
Even Manuel knew that it was the wrong thing, but he helped his brother anyway.
He's like, we're both mad at his brother. Like, why did he come down here and do this to us? Like, and Manuel's crying because he's like, this is the first time I've ever done this good in my life. I have everything going good for me. He's like, and then my brother comes and pulls this shit. Like,
Next, the officer asked about the murder itself and what Katie had learned from Moises.
Did Moises tell you guys anything about what happened?
no, he just told me that he just said he freaked out and had a schizophrenic episode.
Is he friends with the guy or something? Like, do you know?
He said he was really good friends with him. He said the guy would bring him food every month and everything. He said.
Finally, he hit Katie with a straightforward question.
So did you kill anybody?
No.
Okay, right. What's the worst thing you did?
I'm gonna let him get in the car.
Right. Tampering with of evidence.
After making Katie realize that she was on the hook for tampering, the officers told her that she could get out of trouble by being more cooperative. And that's when she agreed to take them to the site of the crime.
Okay, so you guys are all hanging out there. Moises and Boots. Were they fighting?
No. I don't know. We're all just hanging out here and everybody just walked around and they just kind of walked up together.
Did he bring an axe with him?
No.
And so then he brought him back with the dolly?
Yeah.
Okay. When they went up there, Katie, did you hear like a scream or anything or a struggle? Nothing? Okay.
His brother told us he shot him.
Moises said he shot him.
Then she was taken back to the station and given food, which she had trouble eating.
Girl, people are gonna... You didn't eat your food.
I'm trying.
Eat your food. It's a long day. Eat.
She was nervous to work up an appetite, so the officer asked her to carry the food as they were going on another trip. This time she was taking them to the spot where Albert's body had been dumped. That was the cliff Albert's body had been thrown off of,
Yeah, I'm on it. Okay.
Officers looked around until they found it face down on a cactus patch.
Oh, I see. Your plan? Yeah.
We won't need recovery or search and rescue.
The body was impaled by cactus thorns, and it would be impossible to move without doing more damage. Then officers asked Katie if her husband would confirm her story. She wasn't sure he would even talk. The officers tried anyway, but not before offering him lunch.
All right, my man. Got you some food, all right, bro?
After eating, Manuel tried to communicate with his wife, who he thought was in the next room.
Love you, babe.
You all right in there, bro? Yeah, I'm just standing up. Weren't you saying something? I said, I love you, babe. Oh, okay, well, she's been instructed not to say anything. Okay.
A few minutes later, the interrogation officially began.
Like the last time you saw this guy Boots, he had like a gash on his hand, right? Mm-hmm. So did you ask like what happened with this dude? Like where did this guy go?
Oh, not like it's like
why? Does that not seem strange to you?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay. Well, but I'm just trying to figure. I'm not here to judge you. I'm like, you didn't ask. Okay, great. But if it seems strange to you, why would you not ask? Like, what was it about that you wouldn't want to know what happened with this guy?
I don't know anything about this guy, so I don't know.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So you don't really ask about it?
Manuel stuck with the story he had told earlier, not realizing that his wife had already flipped.
I'm assuming Katie told them the same thing. Do you know if she told them exactly what you're telling me here, or is it going to be different?
I don't know.
Why, if it was different, why would it be?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't. I agree with you there. Can you think of any reason why, if Katie's story is not matching with yours, why that might be?
No.
Okay. Do you think it could be because she's not related to Moises, and we're not down here on accident?
After implying that his wife had turned on him, and his brother, the detective, gave Manuel another shot at coming clean.
Right. You need to make a decision here while we're sitting here. What's it worth to you? Okay? Because you're about to make a mistake that's going to get you wrapped into something that's going to put you away for the rest of your life. And I'm not kidding. And you already know it.
Yeah, I do.
All right. It's your brother.
Yeah.
I get it. We're not here by accident. So I need you to cut the bullshit. And we need to get to the truth. Because right now it would be just as easy for me to walk out of here and to come back with a warrant and take you in for first-degree murder and tampering with evidence.
Finally, Manuel cracked, exposing his inner turmoil.
I need the truth.
I feel scared, bro, because I've been doing so good, me and my wife, and like...
I believe it. Don't derail
this
yourself.
Come do everything you know, bro.
Tell me what happened. And tell me the truth. Because the problem we have now is we sat in here for an hour listening to you pump a bunch of bullshit out. Now what that does is your credibility is shot. We know a lot more than you think we do. Now if you tell the truth, we're going to be able to fact check that. You tell the truth, we're going to be okay. Okay? If you lie again, I'm just not going to mess with you. It's easier for me to put you in.
He clearly blamed his brother for coming in and screwing up his life. And noticing that his brotherly loyalty was wearing thin, the detective turned up the pressure. All of this was too much for Manuel, who started weeping. And when he started talking, it was clear that he was ready to give up Moises.
He says, hey, brother, I need to talk to you. They're going to kill me. Nonsense. So I need your help. I said, for what? He says, they're going to kill me. He didn't really say nothing, really. We go pick him up. And I go, oh, what's up? Talk to me. He's like, oh, because I don't have a vehicle. I have nothing. He's like, I need to do something. And so...
Manuel was not ready to accept that Moises had told him about the murder and asked for his help in dumping the body. So the officer tried to get it out of him with a direct question.
He told you at some point what happened. What did he say happened?
He said he killed somebody.
Did he say why?
He's too high to even talk, so...
Manuel accepted that he knew about the murder, but did not want to admit to his role in dumping the body. So he came up with yet another story.
Please, I need some tools. So we get dropped off. I told him how long they're gonna be in the car for. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that he dropped you off there and he took your car? Okay. Do you know where he went?
No, I don't.
How long was he gone?
Manuel claimed that he simply gave his brother the car and was not with him when he dumped the body.
Eventually, does he come back?
Yeah.
Okay. What does he say?
He didn't really say anything. He's just paranoid.
So he and Jaylene leave together in the vehicle alone, or without you, I should say, and they come back about 8 hours later with the tools you gave them.
But officers already knew that that was a lie, because Manuel's wife Katie had already told them that all 4 of them were there when they dumped the body. She had also shown them the exact spot where the body had been dumped. Then there was the matter of the tools that Manuel and his wife had borrowed from their neighbor Ashley.
You give those tools back to Ashley, you said?
Yeah.
But you said you didn't realize if there was blood on them.
No, because it was dark outside and when you can't really see.
Well, he told you he killed somebody. He told you he needed tools. He told you he needed to go. And when he comes back, there's a giant blood stain there. Like, common sense is common sense. Like, I understand you're saying you weren't in the car. I hope you weren't.
Not only did Manuel fail to see the blood on the tools that were used on Albert's body, but he also tried to cover up the blood in the back seat of his car, and the detective wanted him to admit it.
A normal person would try to clean that up. I'm not riding around with somebody's blood in the back seat of my car. Right. You said you tried to shampoo it.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked if that worked. You said no.
It worked. More or less.
So if I go look in the back of the Blazer now, what does it look like? Everything's there and it looks like the stain is just maybe a little lighter? Or are we missing carpet?
Yeah, missing carpet.
Right. Why? Because there's a blood stain. Okay. Are you afraid of the tampering with evidence thing?
I'm afraid of all of it.
Okay, well, I get it. Who cut the carpet out? Was it you or Katie?
It was me.
Manuel was ready to own up to the tampering and had already accepted that he gave his brother the car knowing that he would use it to get rid of the body. But he did not want to admit that he was with him when he dumped the body.
I can promise you, you're going to end up catching a first-degree murder charge, tampering with evidence, and everything that your brothers, even though your brother may have been the one that killed this man, the body's here. All right? So I need to know how he got up there. Did you drive him up there and drop the body off?
No.
As the detective started hitting him with more questions, Manuel froze up completely.
He just said he needed a car and tools. What did you think he was going to do with the tools when he said he killed the man? Dismember the body? He asked you for tools that could be used to dismember a human body. So, do you think he would have it in him to do it?
And then the detective used another angle, trying to work up Manuel's sympathy towards the victim.
Now that we got all the BS out of our system, okay, I'm not going to judge you. I would probably do the exact same thing if it was my brother. I need the truth.
Actually, I'm scared, bro, because
I've
been doing so good, me and my wife, and like...
I believe it. Don't derail
just
yourself.
my mother can do everything else, bro.
Tell me what happened. And tell me the truth. Because the problem we have now is we sat in here for an hour listening to you pump a bunch of bullshit out. Now what that does is your credibility is shot. We know a lot more than you think we do. Now if you tell the truth, we're going to be able to fact check that. You tell the truth, we're going to be okay. Okay? If you lie again, I'm just not going to mess with you. It's easier for me to put you in.
I just don't know if the day is correct.
Okay. Well, then let's just start with what happened, then worry about the days later. So the truth. Just go through, start from the beginning of how Moises got a hold of you, where you went, what happened, and then I'll worry about the days. Please. When he called you, what did he say? You have to be accurate. I know this sucks.
He says, brother, I I need to talk to you if they're gonna kill me. Nonsense. So I need your help. I said, for what? He says, they're gonna kill me. He didn't really say nothing, really. We go pick him up. And I go, oh, what's up? Talk to me. He's like, oh, because I don't have a vehicle. I have nothing. He's like, I need to do something. And so, like, okay.
He told you at some point what happened. What did he say happened?
He said he killed somebody.
Did he say why?
He's too high to even talk, so he's all, please, I need some tools. So we get dropped off. I told him, how long are you going to be in the car for? You know what I mean?
So you're saying that he dropped you off there and he took your car? Okay. Do you know where he went?
No, I don't.
How long was he gone?
8 hours.
Okay, so he's gone about 8 hours. And you're sitting here at this house? Eventually, does he come back?
Yeah.
Okay. What does he say?
He didn't really say anything. He's just paranoid.
So he and Jaylene leave together in the vehicle alone, or without you, I should say, and they come back about 8 hours later with the tools you gave them. You give those tools back to Ashley, you said?
Yeah.
But you said you didn't realize if there was blood on them.
No, because it was dark outside and when you can't really see.
Well, he told you he killed somebody. He told you he needed tools. He told you he needed to go. And when he comes back, there's a giant blood stain there. Like, common sense is common sense. Like, I understand you're saying you weren't in the car. I hope you weren't. If you weren't there, I understand that, but you're smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
Yes.
A normal person would try to clean that up. I'm not riding around with somebody's blood in the backseat of my car. Right. You said you tried to shampoo it.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked if that worked. You said no.
It worked. More or less.
So if I go look in the back of the Blazer now, what does it look like? Everything's there and it looks like the stain is just maybe a little lighter? Or are we missing carpet?
Yeah, missing carpet.
Right. Why? Because there's a blood stain. Okay. Are you afraid of the tampering with evidence thing?
I'm afraid of all of it.
Okay, well, I get it. Who cut the carpet out? Was it you or Katie?
It was me.
Okay. Jaylene's going to break the second we have her in this room. She is not built like you guys. All right? If I get a different story from her, I can promise you, you're going to end up catching a first-degree murder charge, tampering with evidence, and everything that your brothers, even though your brother may have been the one that killed this man, the body's here. All right? So I need to know how he got up there. Did you drive him up there and drop the body off?
No.
Did you ever see the body?
No.
Was it in person that he told you he killed somebody? Or was it on the phone?
No, it was in person.
And he never told you why or what happened? Like why this dude did something to him?
I tried for him to talk to me, but he wouldn't talk to me at all.
He just said he needed a car and tools. What did you think he was going to do with the tools when he said he killed the man? Dismember the body? He asked you for tools that could be used to dismember a human body. So, do you think he would have it in him to do it?
I guess at the state of mind that he was in, probably.
I'm more concerned, personally, I'm more concerned with what happened to this poor man. This is an elderly guy. He didn't do anything to your brother. I don't know I was really curious as to what the story would have been. This guy's in his 70s, almost 80s. He basically took your brother in and was trying to befriend him.
Manuel remained silent, so the detective reminded him of what was on the line.
There's a high likelihood you're going to get charged, and there's a high likelihood that the state's going to expect you to come into court and explain everything that you just said here. Because we're talking about first-degree murder and robbery case. Your vehicle was used to basically transport a deceased person across 2 counties to dispose of the body. If you had called the police the second your brother said he killed somebody...
When he turned up the heat and gave Manuel one last shot at telling the whole truth.
I'll tell you this, when we get up and leave this room, if I talk to somebody else or I find out that any part of what you told me is not accurate, then don't worry about it anymore. I can promise you, you're going to get everything I can give you. So don't let me walk out of here. If there's something you know that you maybe didn't want to give, but you know I'm going to walk out of here, give it to me now. Once we go out there and that door closes, that's your statement. If I disprove it, then I'm throwing all of it out because I've got you dead to rights on the vehicle.
So far, Manuel had been willing to give up his brother and even admit to cleaning up some of the evidence in his car. But the part that the detective suspected he was lying about was being at the scene when the body was dumped.
So I'm not positive you didn't go back to Mountain Air and move this man's body. I'm not. I'm going to have to figure that out. And if you were up there and your brother did it, now's the time to explain it. There's no difference in being there when your brother picks this body up, okay, and brings him back down here, and waiting at somebody's house, which I'm not necessarily sure I believe, for 8 hours. You understand that? The crime is the same. But what it shows is that you're really not willing to tell the truth. You're still worried about covering your own ass.
Manuel had maintained that he had given his brother the car and stayed behind at someone's house for 8 hours. But the officer didn't buy it.
I don't believe that you lent your brother the car. I think you went back up there with your brother. He did whatever he was going to do, and you were not going to give him your vehicle. Your brother is high on drugs. That's your only way of getting around. That makes no sense.
After telling Manuel that he wasn't buying his story, the detective went back to square one.
Did you shoot the man?
No.
Did you stab the man?
No. How? What happened?
I'm not sure either. Did you kill him?
No.
Okay. Then let's take that off the table. But if you went up there with your brother and you drove, then there are questions that I can ask you to confirm that, and I can get some things worked out, because what you're saying isn't 100% accurate. And you're not helping yourself. Is that making sense? It's like you've already stepped in the dog shit.
The detective wanted Manuel to understand that in covering for his brother, he was exposing himself to legal problems, as his brother could flip first and claim that Manuel was the one who killed Albert.
And then if your brother says Manuel killed him, I'm not sure your brother would say that, but if he did say that, I can't disprove it. Does that make sense? So why don't you tell me the truth about going up there?
No, he went up there. I don't know.
I'm going to walk out of here. Have I bullshitted you once?
Oh, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean?
Have I bullshitted you once, Manuel? I'm not here with an arrest warrant. I'm not here trying to screw with you. I'm simply asking for the truth.
But the truth was exactly what Manuel had been holding back for over an hour. So the detective decided to reveal what he knew.
I know for a fact, as I sit here in front of you, and I've done nothing but been straight with you, I know for a fact that you and your wife went up there with him while he did what he needed to do as far as getting rid of the body. Okay? I already know that. It doesn't change anything. Still your brother, still there, but there are things that I need to know. So please, why are you leaving that part out? What is it about that part that you think makes it so much different? Do you think seeing the body makes you more involved or less involved?
Manuel did not have an answer. He simply shook his head and stayed silent. So the detective threatened to walk out and take his chance at cooperating with him.
And I'm telling you, I'll leave. Like, I'm not gonna raise my voice or do anything stupid here. I'm not here to intimidate you. I'm here to get the truth. But if I'm not going to get it from you, I'm going to get it from your wife. Okay? Because your wife's terrified about going to prison.
Well, I'm terrified too, bro.
Then what's he still lying for?
Well, I'm not trying to lie to you, bro.
You went up to Torrance County, bro.
Okay.
You didn't stay at Sheriff's house.
Okay, I didn't stay at Sheriff's.
I know you didn't.
Okay, I didn't stay at Sheriff's house. And I didn't go help him dump the car or anything.
Okay, then tell me the truth about where you went.
An increasingly desperate Manuel changed his story one last time.
I don't even know where it was, but it was somewhere of Jaden's family's property. We went over there and he did what he did.
And when you said he did what he did it, you guys are all up there, you, Katie, Jaylene, and Moises. Did you ever see the body there on that property? Tell me the truth.
That nod was what the detectives were after. Manuel had finally admitted to not just helping his brother dump the body, but also to seeing the body before it was discarded. However, Manuel could say in court that he was pressured into a false confession. So to avoid that possibility, detectives needed him to give out specific information that only those connected to the case would know.
Where was it out on the property?
Like a doghouse, kind of, almost.
Okay. Was it in something that's not as big as a house, but it's a small building that's got kind of a pitched roof and a door?
Well, I think it didn't have a door.
But you think it was like a small, you said a doghouse.
Yeah, it's kind of like a doghouse thing.
Okay. What was the body wrapped in?
It wasn't wrapped on nothing. I don't think.
You just saw him laying there, the man? I believe that's probably as close to the truth as I'm probably going to get with you today. And that's probably, I'll take it. We've got him.
Once Manuel revealed the truth, answers started flowing out of him.
We know he was dumped off the cliff. Okay. Who dumped him out of the vehicle? You didn't touch him again.
Even the mystery of the bloody tools was solved in seconds.
The man's blood are on the tools. Okay. Where does your brother attempt to dismember this man's body? Where did that happen?
I don't think he don't try it. He don't try it.
Then why is there tools?
Because he wanted to, but then he didn't want to deal with the mess.
Okay.
Then it was time for the second sit-down with Katie, who was asked to retell her story from the top.
How scared were you driving down with a dead body in the back of your vehicle? Like, were you not terrified that the police were going to stop you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, well, and then he starts telling, he's going, oh, I killed someone, and what the, and these people, they take him out, they pull him out of the pump house. I guess they thought a car was coming, so everybody just started running, and they grabbed the body and threw it in the back of my car.
In the Blazer?
Yeah, and I'm like, what the, that's my car, what the f is going on? We just got thrown, and everything just got thrown on us real quick, and so then everybody's like, oh, go, so everybody's panicking and freaking out, and so we just take off driving.
What Katie did not know was that the detectives were using her version to verify if Manuel was telling the truth. And he had told them that he did not touch the body.
So it's an important question. You're clearly seeing what's going on. Did you ever touch the body?
No.
Did your husband ever touch the body? Okay.
I just want it to be over with. So I'm like, here's this road right here. Can we just go here? I want to be done.
So did you pick that road because it's like away from people? Okay.
So
did he say something?
He was driving and I was like, I'm just done.
Okay.
This needs to stop. Like this, it stunk so bad. I don't know how long he had been dead before we got there. I don't know. I just can't do it anymore. Everybody's fighting. I just wanted it done. So I just pulled over and I was like, you don't care what's going on. You just need to get this out.
The detectives were now pretty confident that they had the right version of events regarding what happened to Albert's body. But they still did not know why Moises had killed him, especially when they were such good friends.
Did anyone ever say anything about what happened, like why he killed this man?
He said he had a schizophrenic episode and freaked out on him.
That's what Moises said?
Katie had been really helpful from the beginning, so the detective decided to thank her.
Just show up and tell the truth. That's all that we can do with this. I appreciate it, and I know the family's going to appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. They've been worried sick about him. I think everybody kind of knew something bad happened, but they didn't know exactly.
Yeah, and I asked Jaylene because I couldn't ever talk to her by myself, so I heard. Maybe I finally got out of the car and I said, has he been reported missing or what? She's like, well, yeah, his son. And then it just broke my heart,
We sat down not long ago right in front of Moises, and he just said, I don't know what you're talking about. So some people have a heart and some don't.
The last person to be interrogated was Moises' girlfriend, Jaylene, and the detective went directly to the point with her.
Try to get a hold of yourself and explain what's going on, and we're going to get to the bottom of this, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm scared.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. You have a reason to be scared, but I'm going to tell you that we can get through this, but you have to be honest. I'm all done with the games and the lead up and all the bullshit. You're the last person. I want to go home. So we're just going to get right to it. The first time you lie to me, I will make sure that gets basically held against you when we get to court. Okay. This is basically a decision that's going to make a difference for you for the rest of your life. Unless you want to be going to jail for a first-degree murder charge, then you need to think. Don't play this game like you don't know what I'm talking about.
The detective then put his cards on the table. revealing that he had successfully flipped 2 witnesses and didn't really need her.
Listen to me. If you want to, I'll walk away right now, and I promise you this isn't going to end well. Okay? I'm not playing this game with you. You know exactly why we're here. We've already talked to Katie. Okay? We have Moises, and I've already talked to Manuel. Okay? This is no joke. Okay? We have Albert. Okay? So the thing is, if you want to play this game like you don't know what's going on, it'll save me time and we'll just take you back to Torrance. Okay?
The detective assured Jaylene that he knew she didn't kill Albert in the hopes that she would stop covering for the real killer.
I know you didn't kill him. Do you understand that? Okay. But it's what happened after that that becomes extremely important. You got tangled up into something that you have no business getting tangled up in. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Yeah, but I didn't do anything.
So you're saying that you don't know anything I'm talking about? You want to take this one,
I know what case you're talking about, missing person.
No.
But
I'm talking about a murder. Okay?
I don't know nothing.
Jaylene was still not ready to tell the truth, so the detective confronted her with what he had.
So the 3 people that we've talked to already, they're lying?
I don't know.
We already know about the property off of Bronco. With the blood, the footprints. You gonna play this game with me? I dare you to stay with that story. You want to go to prison for this?
No.
Then stop with the bullshit. We're not here. This isn't we're just coming by to check on you.
Yeah, I know.
You already have a warrant. I already know about you guys bringing the body down from Torrance. You were there. He's the one that got you involved in this. Okay? But you were there. You were in the vehicle with 3 other people. Okay?
Then the detective brought up the one thing Jaylene had to own up to.
The problem you have is taking them over to the property on Bronco. Okay?
I didn't take them there.
Bullshit.
I didn't take them anywhere.
I can prove you did. I
want my lawyer.
Okay.
I didn't do anything.
No,
I didn't do anything.
you were going to, that's perfectly fine. And actually that saves me a ton of time. Because when we're in court, you're going to regret sticking with this story. Because you're going to take a ride for this.
After refusing to tell the detective anything, Jaylene had the nerve to ask him for information.
Can you tell me what they said?
I'm not telling you anything. You want a lawyer? We're going to take you back to Torrance.
Like, I want to speak to the people.
Yep. We're going to go back to Torrance, and you're going to take the ride for this. Okay?
Why am I taking the ride for this?
Because you're a liar.
Why am I a liar?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because you're scared or it's genetic or what. Okay. Well, now you're going to lie. So basically, now what's going to happen is I'm going to go into court. I'm going to prove you're a liar.
No, because I'm not going to lie.
You're lying to me.
How am I lying to you?
You said you don't know what happened. It's that simple, Jaylene. It doesn't work that way. That's a lie. Okay. Go ahead and get him in old bro.
Then came the charge that was long due.
I didn't do anything.
You're under arrest for tampering with evidence on a first-degree murder.
I didn't tamper with anything.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did. No, you don't need to. Your promise doesn't mean anything to me. Yeah. What you're used to is you're used to just being able to cry and tell people you didn't do something. You're a liar. Yeah. No. You were there on Bronco when they took the body. I'm not. Yes, you were. So how'd they end up on your family's property? Don't answer that because I'm not supposed to be asking any more questions. We know. Yeah, well, we already know why they were there, and you were there.
Why were they there then?
Jaylene, look, we've dealt with you multiple times, and you've always been straight up. Valor has always been straight up with you. Until the lies, it's just ridiculous.
I never lied to him. This is barely my second time I've ever even met him.
Just go get the transport officer.
Jaylene was under the impression that she was immune from prosecution as long as she didn't kill the victim.
I told you, it's a first-degree murder case.
I know, but first-degree murder means that you did it.
No, it doesn't. There's conspiracy.
No,
there's tampering with there. I'm not going to answer any of your questions, okay? You really didn't do yourself any favors today.
I didn't do nothing.
No, you're a liar.
No, I'm not. I promise you. I didn't touch nothing. I didn't do anything.
Jaylene's tears had no effect on the overworked detective.
I didn't do nothing.
You don't need to say anything else. You're just wasting my time.
No, I swear. I wouldn't do that. I promise you I did it.
You're lying. And Albert's family deserve better than that. You should be, don't sit here and say that. You should be ashamed of yourself. He's a good guy and you let him throw him on the side of the mountain like he's a piece of trash. You should be ashamed of yourself. Ridiculous. He's a good man, but we'll just throw him here on the side of the mountain, right?
Moises Lopez was charged with first-degree murder, robbery, and tampering with evidence. Meanwhile, Katie, who was the most honest and helpful throughout the interrogation, was charged with 2 felonies, tampering with evidence and conspiracy to tamper with evidence. Her husband, Manuel, who lied initially, but eventually admitted to the truth, got the same 2 felony charges. And in a surprise twist, Jaylene, who said nothing and asked for a lawyer, faced no consequences. Initially, the state charged her with tampering with evidence and conspiracy to tamper, the same as the other 2. But those charges were dropped a few weeks later. The trials for Moises, Katie, and Manuel are yet to commence.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
(151) send medical, and 110. I need a 4th entry. I got a female down in the garage. Brookfield Police! Brookfield Police!
The murder leaves everyone devastated, especially Crystal's husband, Daniel, who appears completely broken by the loss. But investigators would soon discover there was far more to the story than anyone realized. Months before her death, Crystal had been quietly documenting something she feared nobody would believe, and those records would become one of the most important pieces of evidence in the entire investigation.
Then things go dark, right? And this is when I then contact you guys, because this now is escalating. This is not just threats against me, it's threats against my husband. He contacts me, and you'll see my little log that this is an email address he contacts me now from more frequently, like he actually reuses it. But he is now showing that picture that day. There's snow on the ground. My husband had only gone into work on that Tuesday.
It all started about a month earlier when Crystal alerted the authorities about a stalker who had been sending her disturbing messages.
I have an ex from a very long time ago who has occasionally, over the last 20 years, found me on social media apps or whatever and contacted, and it's never been an issue until this month. So this month I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening.
Crystal realized that the stalker was her ex from a long time ago and started keeping a record of every message he sent.
This all started this month, and I have a whole log. I have all the text messages. I have the email. I have not responded or engaged at all. But the text messages started on October 2nd, asking to meet up, saying that he looked me up, quote, because I've never given him my phone number. I've never given him my email address. I've never given him any kind of contact information at all. He ended with that he hoped that I killed myself.
The officers promised to look for Crystal's stalker, but before they could find him, someone else did.
Watch the garage door closing, not necessarily closed.
Sure. Okay.
My wife drove that point home on me. Ran up to the store. I came back about 4:50, 4:55.
Okay.
As I came down, the door was open.
The bigger one or the third?
The double bay door.
Crystal's husband, Daniel, had seen a stranger rushing out of his house and reported the incident to the police.
Someone, I think it was a guy, but it was so fast.
Yeah.
Blue jeans, gray shirt, run out, jump over my gate and take off that way.
Got it. Okay.
I cared less about following him than getting inside and checking on my kids.
Yeah. Do you have like a Ring doorbell or any other cameras or anything?
I have a Nest doorbell. We were checking the camera. Nothing on it.
Got it. Okay.
This is when Daniel spotted the stalker running away from his house, but he did not pursue him. What was strange about this break-in was that the perpetrator did not take anything of value.
Did you notice any tools or anything missing? That's a pretty common item. No.
No.
Okay.
It's all basic tools anyway, nothing fancy.
Sure.
No tools missing. The bikes are all hanging on the wall still. None of those are gone.
Got it.
Skis are in there, golf clubs. Everything seems to be there.
Okay.
Except a spare key.
And that was the worst thing to be missing for a family that was being targeted by a stalker.
I went that way. But once you're over on that side, because the hill, that side of the fence is easy to jump.
Right. Okay. I assume
it doesn't feel this high.
Okay. And did you look back here? Nothing got dropped?
Correct.
For almost 2 weeks, Crystal had been trying to attach a name or face to this mysterious stalker, but had made no progress. Then everything changed with a single text message. "Hi Crystal, it's Anthony. Hope it's okay. I looked you up. I go to Boulder every few weeks and thought we could hook up." The message was from Jack Anthony Holland, an ex from Crystal's distant past whom she hadn't thought about since high school. Crystal did not entertain this message, which resulted in a barrage of angry texts. "Are you there? You should say yes when I offer pity sex. Whatever. I saw your pics. You got fat. You should kill yourself." Some of the messages identified Crystal's movements and personal information. "Saw you at the dentist today. Your license plate expired. Got to fix that." This is where Crystal realized that the anonymous stalker who had been harassing her was Anthony all along. She took screenshots of the messages and started keeping logs of every message she received. She had spreadsheets upon spreadsheets that she would later share with the police. But in the meantime, she had to do something about her own safety. So in late fall of 2023, she started carrying a concealed weapon and installed dash cams in her car alongside several cameras around the house. Despite all this evidence, she could not convince the officers to pay Anthony a visit. And to make matters worse, no one knew where Anthony was. But Crystal was sure that wherever he was watching her family. And one day, she received an email that confirmed her suspicions. "This is your husband. He drives like a slow old lady. He needs to drive safe." The ominous email also had an attachment, a photo of Crystal's husband taken while he wasn't looking. This is when Crystal realized how grave a danger her family was in, and frustrated with the cops' lack of action, she hired a private investigator to track down Anthony. Over the coming weeks, her evidence pile would only grow larger, and at one point she felt she had enough to call the police.
Escalated to the point that he took a recent picture of my husband at his work location. So the stalking's getting a little too aggressive at this point in time.
Like
so
he took it himself?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's just the thing.
Okay.
So my last contact with this individual was 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Ended on a social media app of messages back and forth, where I told him I was happily married. I had no interest in what he kept contacting me. He kind of blew things up and then blocked me. I blocked him, haven't heard from him since.
Crystal didn't know if Anthony was in town because she had blocked him on social media 5 years ago. But after years of no contact, he had come out of nowhere with a renewed obsession. And now, he had managed to take pictures of her home and her husband.
So I don't know where he's following me from.
Okay.
I can only assume a tracker, based on the fact that he could show up there, and I don't see...
No car that keeps popping up that you can think of that's like, hey, it's weird, I saw X car or anything like that.
Well, I ran a background check on him,
Okay.
and I know what vehicle he drives, and I never see that vehicle. But it's a nondescript vehicle.
The Camry?
Yeah.
Crystal's PI had told her about the car Anthony owned, and it never showed up on the cameras that she had installed outside her house, which made the officer consider other possibilities.
And so this would be my next question. Are you sure he is actually putting eyes on you and following you, or is he just saying stuff that's specific but general enough that you're like, ooh. Like...
So the only way that I could think of that this event, that he would be able to say what he did without putting eyes on me, is if he had a tracker on my phone and my phone picked up literally in that building and it didn't pick up any other surrounding buildings. But otherwise, like where I parked and then where I went to tell me that I went into my dentist.
Yeah, that's
on
a
that
little
street
weird.
where there's like so many other businesses there. The only other one is that he had taken a picture of my husband getting out of his vehicle.
Where?
In Denver.
Okay.
The officer made note of this and escalated the case to his superiors. As the investigation continued, Crystal was called for a formal sit-down with Detective Andrew Martinez, who had a reputation for closing some of the toughest cases in his jurisdiction. But by the time of that meeting, things had gotten much worse.
It's a lot, and it has definitely made me like paranoid everywhere I go, unfortunately. So
No, I can completely understand that.
yeah. And I keep trying to remind myself this is intending to be terrorizing.
But instead of being scared, Crystal was prepared, and she had an entire timeline for the detective.
We dated summer of '99.
Okay.
Very briefly. Like there was a breakup somewhere here, like in the fall, so I did this kind of like also, but you could see like way over here. Last contact I ever had with him, where he tried to reach out to me personally, saw him in person, would have been like in the spring of 2001. Everything here you're gonna see in question marks because I'm like, about? I'm just trying to remember like where I was living and where I had kids at the time. It's pretty alarming, right? Where he's like, we're meant to be together and my family loves that we're talking. And I'm like, whoa, you think that we're like in a relationship?
Right.
So I shut it down real hard. I said, this is really creepy for me. You need to stop. I'm married, happily married with children. You need to stop. And he got like real emotional, real hurt. It wasn't angry, but it was hurt and real like over the top emotions, and then blocked me on, because you can see when somebody blocks you on Facebook, and I'm like, good. And I blocked him, and I'm like, and then I shut down Facebook entirely before the pandemic. So like there was no way to get a hold of me on any kind of old email address or old way, and that's when this starts.
Even though Crystal had no social media and her phone number was private, the stalker somehow found her.
This all started back up again out of the blue. Again, he did not have my cell phone number ever, because the number I have, even though I've had it forever, was after these contacts, right? So like he never had my phone number or my email, though I have to tell you, I have a really unique name. It's really easy to find me online.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like really easy to find me. So he probably could have done just a comprehensive Google search. But what is important is that it started October 2nd and 3rd. The only thing that was really alarming about this one was I was like, what do you mean you looked me up? And I immediately got a sense of this something is not, especially after this last interaction where I'm like, you're pretty delusional and you're coming out again of the woodworks and now going above and beyond to really find me. And then when I didn't respond, and you'll see, so this is on Monday at 1, and when I don't respond, then immediately the next day it just keeps going. Just a lot of like very sexually explicit, very graphic, very just like poke the bear kind of thing. And then trying to prove to me that he can follow us.
Crystal was convinced that this stalker could be none other than her ex, Anthony, not just because she had rejected his advances, but also because he was suspiciously off the grid. He kept changing addresses and phone numbers, which coincided with the stalker's behavior. So Crystal pointed the detective in Anthony's direction, and he decided to follow up on that lead. But he also wanted to talk to Crystal's husband, who might have been the only person to see Crystal's stalker.
Just give me the background that you are aware of with Anthony.
How far back?
Well, my understanding is Christelle was dating him way back in like 1999, so I don't know whatever information you have over the years.
She dated him prior to her relationship with me. So that ended sometime before summer of 2001. That's when Crystal and I started dating. She and I got married in 2007. Fast forward, still married. I know that, so they had dated at some point when we were living in our old house, and again, this is in her log that she's given you. He had reached out to her via Facebook, wanted to connect, and she was very open about that with me at the time, that he had reached out. She accepted the friend request. Who doesn't have friends from high school and college that you don't really talk to? Then he started saying some creepy things, song lyrics, talking about romantic movies. She shut down the conversation with him. She blocked him. I don't know if he blocked her, and kind of went away. And every so often, I can't say there was any real pattern or theme to any of it. He would reach out to her again. Again, always via social media. That stopped when she got rid of social media. I feel like that was pre-COVID.
It seems like Crystal had kept Daniel in the loop whenever Anthony had contacted her over the years. But this time, she did not share anything with him for roughly 1 month, which made the detective wonder if the two were having relationship problems.
And I guess at what point did she tell you that he recontacted her this last time?
It was either November 1st or November 2nd. It was after she had gotten a picture of me at work.
Okay. And the first contact that he initially made with her was back on October 2nd. I guess why that month gap, do you think, before she told you?
If I'm trying to remember from some of the details from the log that she's keeping. I'm guessing that it was creepy, but not real. Lots of people are jerks online, sure. Other than that, I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Daniel looked distraught not just because of how much of a toll the stalking was taking on him, but also because his marriage was on the rocks. In a weird way, the stalker's emergence made the couple temporarily stick together, which made the detective wonder if Daniel was involved. But that possibility was set aside as the cops focused on Anthony, whom Crystal suspected from the get-go. Plus, Daniel got emotional during the interview, which made the detectives believe that he was genuinely fearful of the stalker.
I'm panicking. And I'm doing a job of protecting my wife.
Crystal, too, was living in fear as a torrent of hostile and threatening messages kept coming her way. She did the only thing she could, document them. She also made sure the cameras in her house were running 24/7. But then, one of the cameras went dark. The day started with Daniel leaving for work while Crystal went to drop the kids off at school. That's when someone taped over the Ring camera on the front doorbell. When Crystal returned, she had no idea this was happening, nor did she know that the culprit was waiting for her inside. She pulled into the garage and stepped out of her car. Within seconds, the stalker pounced on her with a heavy object in hand. He hit her in the head, then stabbed her in the heart before leaving her in a puddle of her own blood. As Crystal took her last breath, the killer slipped out without being captured on the camera that he had taped over. When Daniel tried reaching his wife from the office, she did not pick. That's when he called the cops for a welfare check.
We've had threats against us. She was supposed to meet with Detective Martinez today, but I can't get a hold of him. Can I get either someone in the house to check in with Martinez, or maybe both, maybe a wellness check at the house?
What's your wife's name?
Chris Field.
Officers were already on their way to the Krog's home, but Daniel called his wife's mother for good measure, asking her to go check on Crystal. Meanwhile, officers had made their way to the given address and were about to make a horrific discovery. The officer knocked at the door and got no response. He couldn't see anything suspicious through the windows. He was about to leave when he had an idea, and to pull it off, he brought his car as close as possible to the garage door.
151, send medical, and 110. I need a 4th entry. I got a female down in the garage.
Romefield Police! Romefield Police!
Oh, shit.
The officer forced his way into the house and rushed to the garage using the interior door. Inside, he found Crystal lying on her stomach, apparently knocked out. As he was trying to resuscitate her, he got an unexpected visit.
Bam! I need you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. I understand. I need you to come on over here, okay?
The visitor was Crystal's mother, Linda Grimsrud, there to check on her after Daniel's call. But now she had caught a glimpse of her daughter lying unconscious with police cars outside. Putting 2 and 2 together, she started tearing up.
Is her husband almost here?
Is he? Oh my God, is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together, okay? We don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so...
He said he was on.
You're her mother, you said? Okay.
While an officer stayed outside to comfort Crystal's mother, a team of paramedics kept trying to resuscitate Crystal.
I need to tag out, man. She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else, but probably falling, but I don't know, man. It's a good one. Husband said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive.
Initially, they thought she had been knocked out, but then they flipped her over and made a horrifying discovery. Medics realized that there was not much they could do and that Crystal was gone. One thing observers noticed was that Crystal had a gun in her purse, which was undisturbed. Why did she not reach for it? Other questions also started piling up, like who could have committed the crime.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her.
Where's this
and
dude
Martinez
from?
was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a
Jim
big
or
old...
something?
I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. Other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know?
Yeah.
See what they need. I kicked that, yeah.
Two of the details that immediately jumped out were the Ring doorbell camera was taped over and that the door was unlocked. But that was just the beginning of what was strange about the crime scene. More disturbing details would emerge once a detective reached the scene and started interviewing witnesses, including the first officer on the scene.
I pulled my car around to the garage just to see if her car was in the garage, and I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs. Blood smear on the wall, and I came around and booted the front door. It turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the Ring camera, almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed after tearing the shirt and everything off, it stabbed right there. So that's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
After hearing out the officers on the scene, it was their superior's turn to speak, and he had noticed that almost everyone had taken the stalker angle, which he wanted to consider as well. But he did not want to rule out other suspects.
Okay, so I need another detective up here to start working with canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here, so he'll be good. With that, I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give...
Martinez was working on the stalking report.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Well, we got to be careful of it. We have to be careful. We don't know. Anybody that's here is still a suspect, so we need to be sure that we stay focused on that.
While the senior officer was talking to his team, he heard a commotion and turned around to see a man on the verge of a breakdown. He would soon learn that the visibly distraught person was Crystal's husband, Daniel.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir.
That's my house.
I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
I know there's a lot of questions right now. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of answers for you. And you know what you want to do right now. You can have all that.
The officers tried to reason with Daniel, but he was too devastated to listen. Just weeks ago, he had shared that he was afraid of losing his wife, and now that nightmare had become a reality.
I didn't protect her. I was the person who protect her.
Let them know about, and they're going to talk to her. They're not going to say, nobody says anything. They're just going to tell her they're we don't tell. This is a family matter. We're just going to figure out a reunification.
Daniel was reeling from the news of his wife's death, while Crystal's mother was worried about the children and how they would react to the information. Officers didn't plan on breaking the news to them, but one of them had seen the cop cars on the live camera feed and could tell that something was wrong.
My phone notified me of my house cameras going off. There was police at my house and an ambulance, and there was a stretcher. I couldn't bring myself to see who was on the stretcher, so I call my mom and dad. My dad picks up and he's crying.
They're probably about 7 minutes away. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, something happened. Okay, that's why you're here. Okay,
you know what's going on?
I do, but I can't. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, because we're still actively investigating what's going on out there. So I don't want to give you wrong information. That's the last thing I want to do, okay?
Initially, that was the extent of the interaction that the officer was going to have with Crystal's daughter. But then she asked a question that put the entire case in new light.
What has been going on at home?
So this dude has been threatening my mom, stalking her, taking photos of my dad, saying that he's going to kill him.
Who do we know who this person is?
One of her ex. I don't know his name.
Like an ex-boyfriend or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they broke up a while ago. They ended it as friends. So this has all come to a really big shock to her. And then so he's been contacting her from different numbers, sending pictures of my dad, saying he's gonna kill them. He hasn't mentioned anything about me and my siblings yet, which is good. He's like, he posted something to a website, trying to recruit guys to like help him with whatever plan he's doing. And then he's like,
how did you guys learn about that?
He's been contacting my mom through all of this. So my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on the case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him, and she's not. And so,
helping him like try to kill your dad?
Yeah. And so like we're afraid that the police are gonna turn on us.
Okay.
And so she's been trying to protect herself.
The revelations made by Crystal's daughter were as heartbreaking as they were insightful. She revealed that the stalker wasn't just a threat to Crystal, but was actively trying to make her look like she was involved with him. Officers didn't draw any conclusions yet, but decided to escalate their search for Anthony, getting a nationwide warrant and getting officers across various states and agencies involved. Meanwhile, Crystal's family was taken to the police station for a formal interview, and when it was Daniel's turn to give his statement, officers were especially sympathetic given his devastating loss.
This is the last thing in the world that you ever want to experience. We're trying to do our very best to figure everything out.
But it was time to get to the facts.
What's your guys' interactions been like leading up to this? I felt like she was keeping the secrets. But why? She didn't tell me about Pickman. She keeps disappearing for hours.
Daniel felt like Crystal had been acting suspiciously. She did not keep him in the loop about the stalker and had been disappearing without any explanation. On top of that, the detectives found that her door was unlocked and her gun was undisturbed. Was it possible that Crystal was working with the stalker before he turned on her?
What sort of secrets was she keeping? Kickman?
Kickman was the nickname the couple had given to Anthony, and Daniel claimed that he was Crystal's secret.
Last night? No. No, not last night. Very first Tuesday. She left 2 hours early to get moving on. She kept leaving early, coming home late. Last.
The way Daniel was describing Crystal's behavior implied that she was having an affair. But instead of making her look bad, it was making him look suspicious, as an affair would give him motive for murder. While on the subject of Crystal's secrets, the detective zeroed in on an email that she had not told Dan about for a long time.
Do you remember that email address that she didn't tell you about?
It's in the log.
Okay.
I didn't have to remember it's in the log. Early October. She told me after Halloween when she got the picture of me.
In Daniel's view, Crystal had betrayed him by keeping Kickman a secret when he was sending her sexually explicit messages. But Crystal never replied to them. She didn't tell Dan about them until the stalker sent her a photo of Dan. That's when she believed it was serious enough to get him involved. She also installed cameras all over the house.
Your home security system. You access that through your personal phone?
Google Nest.
Google Nest. Okay.
I'm listening me.
Okay.
Just the home.
Okay. So I have your permission to operate this phone and get what we need?
Yeah.
And footage from these cameras became the first thing officers sifted through. And in it, they noticed something strange which they wanted to discuss with Daniel.
So when do your cameras go off? Do you ever have them set to turn off?
24/7.
Okay.
They don't turn off. If you lose internet or in the app, you can turn them off.
And who has the ability to turn off the cameras? Who has the ability to go in the app and turn things off?
Christine, me, and
It's alright. It's alright, Dan.
Home shows all 4.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Home. I can settings.
Okay.
Oh, just us.
Just us. Okay.
The detective needed to know who had access to the cameras because someone had turned them off in the morning of the murder for roughly 2 hours. The only camera allowed to run was the one outside the garage, which the killer did not appear in front of. So whoever killed Crystal knew about the cameras and could turn them off. And in Daniel's own words, he was the only one besides Crystal who could do that. Realizing how bad that looked, he started getting defensive.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else.
She said,
Okay.
why do you keep asking?
I'm just trying to put everything together to kind of get a bigger picture, because you said that she's been acting kind of weird lately and, being very secretive and withholding of information for you. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, so we can backtrack what she's been doing this past month.
When Daniel started getting offended by the detective's questions, they realized it was time to back off for the time being. But as they were about to leave the room for a quick break, Daniel said something that gave them pause.
I've seen enough movies. It's always the husband. I get it.
That remark stayed with the detectives, who became increasingly suspicious of Daniel. And as the officers interviewed the rest of Crystal's family, they couldn't help but get more suspicious of Daniel.
Do you think there's anything doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right, something that, I don't know, you just feel like might be important to our investigation?
I don't know, I know that Christine was very concerned and worried about this guy, and I just always felt like it was there was something weird about it, but I can't put my finger on it. It just, I feel like she had said that it was this Anthony guy, that it seemed very different than past behavior in him, that he was never sexual in the past, and that these were very hypersexual things. And so I think even at one point she was questioning whether it was actually him.
Crystal's sister-in-law, Kate, cast doubt on whether the stalker was Anthony, but her mother went even further, pointing the finger directly at Dan.
She told me that
Dan was not doing her any favors. He says he would go in and say that she's making it all over her head. And
So Dan was aware of the entire stalking going on.
But she felt like he just didn't really take it seriously.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe he didn't take it seriously as she wanted him to. Was it really Anthony? Because we all kind of was wondering, was really Dan? Well, though Anthony I know how to do a third tier type of tracking, right? These emails and these IP addresses and that phone numbers. She paid to try to track those phone numbers, but they always ended up in a dead end of somebody else.
Okay. Did you ever talk to her about your concerns that maybe it wasn't actually Anthony?
Yeah, but my daughter could be explosive, and so I would try not to, she'd get angry pretty fast.
Crystal's brother dismissed this as a conspiracy theory, but he too felt like something was off about the stalker situation.
So my mom had that frustration, and so I think her mind starts to wander towards like conspiracy type things, right? Of like, oh, maybe it's the husband, or maybe it's Dan, and I don't know. I don't see it there just because, I don't know. Dan just seems so incapable of doing something like that to me.
But officers were not as quick to dismiss Linda's opinion, especially since she revealed how bad the marriage problems between Daniel and Crystal were.
Just give me an insight of what your daughter's life looked like.
Her life was hell. It's lonesome last year. Her husband and her were not in good terms. He could get... Dan is explosive. But I've never seen him, hurt her. He would hurt the kids. But, some people think the corporal punishment is okay with the kids. But he would hurt the kids. She was worried about that. She told me their marriage was over in September. We had a chat about that. She didn't know how to leave, and she couldn't leave because she couldn't leave the kids alone with Dan. She didn't feel comfortable leaving them alone with him.
After questioning the family, investigators learned 3 key details. First, that Crystal wanted to leave Daniel while he wanted her to stay. Second, that the stalker story did not add up. And finally, that at least one family member believed that Daniel was working with the stalker. This was enough for the officers to treat Daniel as a suspect while they actively looked for the alleged stalker, Anthony, who would be their second suspect. Then on 14 December 2023 at 3:14 p.m., officers in Utah were able to track him down on behalf of the detectives in Broomfield.
I'm going to ask you a couple names to see if you recognize any names. Okay. Have you ever heard of the name Crystal Krug? She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long the ex? Like how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay. Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
I'm going to give you a phone number, and it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department. Okay. He would like you to reach out and talk to him.
All right.
They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there, and so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect.
The warrant was for a stalking charge based on Crystal's complaint. Officers could use it to arrest Anthony, and they thought it was not necessary. Anthony took the officer's advice and called the number he was given. A detective from Broomfield PD picked up and got straight to the point.
When's the last time you saw Christelle?
Last time I saw her was like 2000 when we broke up.
Okay, all right. And then, so not yesterday, but Thursday. Do you remember this past Thursday?
What day did the cops come to my house? Friday or Thursday?
Thursday night, the 14th.
Yeah, Thursday night. That's when I went downtown, yeah.
You went downtown? Where's downtown there?
Salt Lake.
Were you with anybody?
Yeah, I was with Miguel. Yeah, Thursday was when the other officer called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could vouch that I was here, can't he?
Right, but he was only there for a few minutes with you, right?
The cops showed up at my house Thursday night, so they know I was in Utah.
Right.
So you're thinking I drove from Utah to Colorado on Thursday night?
Well, I'm trying to show you that you weren't here Thursday morning.
And they showed up like afternoon, like 2 in the afternoon. But I have Miguel's number right here. I also have the people I live with. They can confirm I was there Thursday morning too.
Not only was Anthony in a different state on the day of Crystal's murder, but he was also with his sister on the day Danielle was photographed by the stalker. And if that was true, the detectives had to wonder who had been sending all those threatening messages. And they would find the answer in Danielle's past. Investigators would learn that a stalking complaint had been filed against him many years ago. The person who filed it was Danielle's ex-girlfriend, Carrie, who claimed that the stalker was using multiple accounts and identities to send her messages in order to keep her from leaving Dan. Since this was eerily similar to what Crystal had gone through, detectives decided to sit down with Carrie to get more details.
I think it was, like I said, a couple months I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year. He was pretty emotional, I would say. Sort of desperation would maybe be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this, kind of, crying, that sort of thing, that I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger. And I know Tom is real because they were roommates. If I called him, Tom would sometimes pick up the phone. They had a joint room and a joint phone. Tom, his role, I would say, was sort of to gain sympathy from me for Dan and continue to encourage me to communicate with Dan. There was perhaps some indication that he was, or was, because of the breakup, just really not doing well. So this, made me keep communication up with Dan. And Tom ended up being Dan, right? So all these people I'm going to tell you about end up being Dan Krug, not Tom. Yeah, even though Tom is a real person, he was not sending me these messages.
Besides impersonating real people, Dan would go on to create fake identities to stop Carrie from leaving him and building new relationships.
I got a message from someone named Nick Clark. And Nick basically said, I'm a cadet at the Air Force Academy. I know you went out with these people, and I want you to know that he came back, or these people came back and said that you slept with him. So now there's this rumor going around the whole academy that you're an easy target kind of thing. And Nick, I think, served the purpose of sabotaging anyone I was meeting if they were associated with the Air Force Academy. Of course, the person I had met and went to the movies with was like, I want nothing to do with you, you know?
But these tactics did not work, and Carrie did not go back to Dan. She tried to move on, but he would not give up.
And I started actually more seriously dating Air Force cadet named Mark Hansen. Then, of course, Nick Clark made a reappearance, and I was getting pretty consistent messages from him. And so he said, we need to find out who's doing this. And he got me a meeting with the Office of Special Investigations at the Air Force Academy. I sat with them and they kind of laid the emails out on the table and they said, we've had like a forensic psychologist, sort of professional, look at all these emails. And it's Dan, is what they said.
Despite that conclusion, there was never enough evidence to tie him to the messages. Still, the similarities between her stalker and Crystal's stalkers were too many to ignore. Detectives were now more suspicious of Daniel than ever, and he was equally suspicious of them. So as they sat down for the second interview, he immediately fired a warning shot.
I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have my brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And in typical cop fashion, he married a prosecutor. So I had Lynn's voice in my head going, get a lawyer.
Daniel cleverly brought up the idea that he was thinking about lawyering up, which meant that the detectives couldn't push too hard or they would spook the suspect. They had to slowly draw out the possible motive for murder by bringing up the condition of his marriage.
What's going on with you guys? Because it seems like there's been a lot of stress on your relationship.
We are not in a good place.
Okay.
We have not been in a good place for a while.
Okay.
I told her I wanted counseling. She said no.
And when was that? Sort of ultimatum? Long time ago?
Yeah, months.
Okay.
We live together. We have joint finances. We obviously co-parent the kids. We do maintain separate bedrooms. That's kind of where we are in the ebb and flow of a relationship.
Okay.
It's tough enough to say this. Just let me get it out.
Sure.
So, other than talking about the kids, there hasn't been a lot of dialogue.
There was distance between the couple, but at least, emotionally, Daniel was still invested in the relationship.
She didn't tell me about the stalker when it started, but she brought me in right away once he sent her a picture of me. I think that was Thanksgiving, Halloween.
Okay.
So she told me the next day, and I was definitely hurt and angry that she was keeping that as a secret. She said that she'd been confiding in her brother Lars, and so.
Did she ever tell you why she didn't tell you that?
Because she and I were not in a good and healthy place.
Once Crystal brought Dan up to speed on what she had been dealing with, the two started working together. In a way, the stalker's appearance reduced the distance between Daniel and his wife.
And at that point, she brought me fully up to speed, and I saw the horrible messages. I saw the ad, all that crap. And that's when she and I started working on game plans. Again, what do we do to protect family, to protect the kids? Define your threat level, so that we had a clear plan of attack. We could just say, we're at nuclear, it's a full lockdown, here's what it means. We're at red, here's what that means. I got to a point where it wasn't an ultimatum, but it was I had her as a partner to protect the family, but it didn't feel like a partner who valued me.
Even though the two were working together, Crystal didn't fully trust Daniel or get close to him. With this narrative, Dan was trying to paint Crystal as secretive and ungrateful, but all he was doing was giving the detectives a potential motive for her murder. It was still on them to find out if he was the killer.
Can I just ask, what do you think happened today with Crystal? What do you think? What's your theory?
I don't know.
Well, you gotta have one. I mean, I'm sure a million different thoughts have run through your mind. What do you think happened?
I left. She was in the kitchen. She would have had whatever meetings that she had. And then she said she was meeting with you. But you know nothing about that, so I have no idea what that is. What's his name? The other detective said that the cameras were turned off. That shouldn't happen. The only way that the cameras can be turned off is through the app. One of us has to hit the button.
Dan was trying to imply that Crystal had turned off the cameras and that she had been sneaking around behind his back. In his story, whoever she invited turned on her and took her by surprise.
The story that I have is someone came to the door. Maybe she went outside to get a package, and they must have come in. And she's a fighter. She's strong. She would have fought. That's why I warned them when I was at the house, and I asked, did she get any shots off? She has a gun. She just went through the concealed carry class. She has an appointment to get her license. She had to have been surprised, but without a doubt, she fought.
When Daniel laid out his theory, he did not know the officers had gone through hours of security footage from several cameras around the neighborhood and found no one approaching the house before or after the murder. In fact, what they had found was damning for Daniel. At around 8 a.m., Crystal returned home after dropping off the kids at school. Within 20 minutes, the entire security system went offline and stayed that way for 2 hours. This placed the time of murder between 8:15 a.m. and 10:15 a.m. During that time, only one camera was rolling, and on it, officers spotted something interesting. At 8:25 a.m., Daniel left the house, so he was with Crystal when the cameras went offline, even though he wanted the detectives to believe that he was on his way to work. What was even more chilling was how he behaved once he reached his workplace roughly 30 minutes later. He was calm and composed, greeting his colleagues and acting like everything was okay. Officers looked at footage from different houses in the couple's neighborhood and found no one else going in or out of the property between 8:15 and 10:15 a.m. This made Daniel the only one with the opportunity to kill Crystal. But instead of accusing him outright, detectives wanted to poke holes in his story until he had no option but to admit that he was the killer.
How do you explain the cameras being turned off then? If it's some mystery man. Because I'm also pretty sure that Google's going to be able to tell us what device turned those cameras off.
Kickman is 6.5 hour drive from here. There's no way he could have made that drive. If he flew, we would have record of that. That doesn't show up on any sort of flight record through the FBI, DEA, Homeland Security, anything like that. And then in fact, he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated.
Instead of accepting that Anthony couldn't have killed Crystal, Daniel tried to turn the tables by blaming the detective for not finding him earlier.
All this time that we've been looking for him, for the protection order, and you just found him today, like that.
Because I've been looking at you, but I've been waiting for these records to come back.
We've been chasing the wrong dog.
Am I under arrest? It sounds like you're accusing me.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide a legitimate explanation other than it wasn't me.
But Daniel had no explanation, especially when he was confronted by the most damning piece of evidence that would leave no doubt about the identity of the stalker.
So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit, concerning, I guess. The Gmail account that, and you can speak more specifically.
And that text now number we were talking about, the number that he initially texted Christine from. The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Right. But both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
I don't know what to do with that.
Daniel tried to keep his composure, but he knew that he had been cornered. Officers had proof that the accounts used to stalk Crystal had been created using Daniel's office internet, but he tried to act like that was not a big deal.
Wi-Fi access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Okay.
CPHE guest, I think is what it is. And we literally post the passwords in every single meeting room.
Okay.
Daniel threw out the possibility that maybe the stalker had the public Wi-Fi in his office to harass Crystal. But Detective Menendez countered it with a theory of his own, one much closer to reality.
You know Anthony has reached out to her in the past. Number of times.
She's been very open about that, yes.
Right. The last time was 2016-ish. He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex.
I think he's approached her multiple times.
Right. So this next time, if there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, we might create an account to see if we can create a facade or see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony. So we ask her and push the bounds a little bit and see if that will confirm our suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit. Send a photo of yourself to her at an account you created. See what her response is.
Daniel had spent weeks framing Crystal's ex, Anthony, who he thought would take the fall for his wife's murder. But it all fell apart because he forgot to use a VPN to hide his real location. Now, with all the evidence, he continued to deny his role in the psychological torture that he put Crystal through.
I'm very close to her children. I take Ella to dance class. We help me do our puzzles together. Malcolm and I play our games. He prefers sleeping next to me rather than next to Christine. Lorelai and I read her Harry Potter. I love and adore my children.
You're afraid to lose time with them if you get the divorce.
Daniel knew how bad it looked for him, especially when the detective asked,
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened?
There has to be someone
that was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to access a password-protected system to turn off cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect. Well, tell me. Help me make sense of it.
I don't know, I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what it is.
But the detectives had come up with an explanation, and it pointed at none other than Daniel Krug, who was not just in denial, but also frustrated at those questioning him.
I'd like to know
Me too.
what caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened. I believe that you've been Because there's no other logical explanation.
I want to know what happened.
We haven't been there to know. And there's only one person in this room that can tell us. Detective King Solomon and I have been here with you.
When Daniel didn't own up to the truth, the detective tried a different tactic.
Why would the boyfriend kill her, though? Because if the boyfriend wanted to be with her, I don't know, I've seen a lot of crime drama. I know you don't. But if the boyfriend wanted to be with her, he would want to eliminate you. And I don't think they can mistake you for him. Or her. I mean, I don't think you guys look alike. Why would a boyfriend who is spending time with, let's just use your theory, probably having sex with, probably good sex because it's a fair sex, probably hearing her talk about how she wants to divorce you and is making plans to divorce you, why in God's name would that boyfriend then come over to her house and kill her?
The detective urged Daniel to tell the truth out of love for his wife, but instead he accused her of having not one, but possibly two boyfriends. All this did was reveal resentment that prosecution could use as motive in a murder trial.
Got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back. And you can't go back to stalking her secretly, or pretending to be her stalker, or making plans, having cooperation with one another, although it's not romantic, having cooperation with one another to fight together against Kidman. That's what I think happened. And I think it's a shame that you're not being more honest about it, because your wife deserves it.
Please let me know when I can return to my house. I need to figure out what bag to do for a dog. I need to take care of my children. You have your theory. It is wrong. Please find the right.
Even though the detectives were as direct as possible with Danielle, he continued to dodge the truth even as he walked out of the police station.
We won't give up. We won't let it go. Tonight, like I explained, all the facts point in your direction.
Within days, they learned that the burner phones used to harass Crystal had been purchased with Daniel's Visa card. They also tracked the location history of the devices, and it turned out that the burners were always in the same location as Daniel's main mobile phone. But perhaps the most chilling piece of evidence was Daniel's search history. The night before he killed his wife, he had looked up how hard to hit someone in the head to make them lose consciousness. With all the facts and evidence in one place, a clear picture emerged. Daniel had used burner phones and fake social media accounts to harass his own wife and make her feel like someone was stalking her. He had also made up a story about seeing someone leaving the property to make the threat feel more real. On December 16, 2023, officers from the Broomfield Police Department got an arrest warrant for Daniel Krug, who was on his way to his daughter's dance performance. As he spotted the patrol vehicles closing in, he tried to get back into his car, and the officers sprang into action.
This is a detective. Don't go on the island. Just get right. All right, we're coming up in front. Just get up and bump back. Oh, fuck. Go. Just go. Go. Show your hands! Show your hands! Hands on your feet! Hands on your feet!
Under it.
As Daniel was taken into custody, Detective Martinez had a question for him.
Do you want me to tell your kids that you killed their mother, or do you want somebody else to?
Daniel Krug was charged with first-degree murder, stalking, and criminal impersonation, to which he pleaded not guilty. His trial lasted for roughly 2 weeks, after which the jury returned with its verdict. Krug was sentenced to life in prison, without the possibility of parole.
Town Police Department, make yourself known! Hold on, I think it's the next one. Fight! Hold back! Stop! Take your way! Stop! Stand up! Get it off! Hey. Keep yourself covered. Do not move! Do not move! Put your hands out! Put your hands out! Don't move!
This is Jose Otero. He just shot his wife. Moments before, there were children and other family members trapped inside that house. And right now, officers have no idea if only one person is dead inside or if it's more. In St. Cloud, Florida, law enforcement were called to a home following a report of a domestic dispute on August 24th, 2024. A young boy called 911 dispatch and said, "My dad and mum had been fighting, and my mum started screaming and my dad shot her." The parents in question would be identified as 48-year-old Jose Otero Fontanes and Lisbeth Figueroa Guzman. Officers are deployed around the perimeter of the home as one of them sets up a drone. During that time, they are alerted by a noise.
I'm getting ready to put the drone up.
So everyone's on the same page. We have an unknown status of the victim inside and upstairs. And on left, should still have a female victim inside and upstairs with an unknown status. You've heard no noises, and I heard nothing when I crossed the door.
This house should be the 1047. This way, get in. Come on. This way. St. Cloud Police Department, make yourself known! Hold on, I think it's the next one. Fight! Hold back!
According to police reports, the drone ended up being shot multiple times by Jose. It is clear that this guy is not going to hold back from fighting the officers, so they will need to remain vigilant. While the officers continue to position themselves around the home, they attempt to communicate with Jose via a megaphone in hopes that he will give himself in willingly.
This is the St. Cloud Police Department. Come out to the front door with your hands up.
The conversations over the radio indicate that Lisbeth is currently injured. With this in mind, the police will have to hurry if they hope to save her life. During this time, officers evacuate two of Jose and Lisbeth's children, being an adult and a child. Both of them rush to safety by a neighbor's house and share further insight into what is going on.
We're sending people from the house just north down the street towards ULT.
Collect them. Don't let anybody leave. Mike, this side.
Over here. Come here. Come to me. Over here. Come on.
264 Nautilus being evacuated.
Stay right here, buddy. Stay right here. Come over here. Come to me. Over this side. Right here. Stay here.
One of the neighbors has a phone number for the guy.
Go ahead, stand behind this car, man. Get behind the car.
Stand by for further.
We gotta keep everybody collected here. I don't know if they're worth anything. If you want to start interviewing,
Okay.
and see if they have any intel.
Are we trying to get that number for him? I keep hearing them. They keep asking for it, but I don't know if they ever came through.
I'll find out.
Thank you.
LT, do you want to put a page out to patrol and have everybody?
The officer was telling me, the one that is outside my house, I'm the next door neighbor. He was telling me that if we got his phone number,
So who knows Jose Ortega?
they are his kids.
Okay, does anyone have a number for Jose?
Yes.
Okay, can I get the
Email
number?
with the you should have it.
What does your dad do? What is his job?
He builds like boats.
Okay, how many guns does he have?
They have one
that's who was on the street side of the house?
had a license for.
Is it a pistol, a rifle,
I'm not sure. It's a
handgun, bigger gun?
Yes.
Handgun? Okay.
Yeah, Harrison Rice.
Does he have any military experience?
No.
Okay, thank you. And where are you at?
All right, thank you. Give me 1 second. Stay right here, okay?
Thankfully, it seems that no one here is harmed, but the police soon find out that they may be too late to save the mother.
Who's supposed to be in the house?
That was me and him, the dog, and my mom and my father.
Okay, so only people in there right now should be your mom and your father.
Yes.
Okay.
So mom and dad.
Just mom and dad.
Kids were in the house. Kids evacuated.
Both son and daughter out with the dog. Just both mom. She says mom is. she is. You understand the mom is completely dead.
If you want to try and make contact, that's fine. I don't know if he'll answer.
But he said mom or daughter said she wasn't answering to him. We'll try.
These worrying reports about Lisvet are yet to be confirmed, however. There is no way of knowing until they finally get inside the home, but they cannot do that until the threat is neutralized or he surrenders. They won't have to wait for long as the front door suddenly opens and Jose steps outside.
Jose Otero, this is the St. Cloud Police Department. Come out through the front door with your hands up.
Face away from me! Stop! Face away! Stop! Hey, stand up! Get it off! Hey. Keep yourself covered. Do not move! Do not move! Put your hands out! Put your hands out! Don't move! Get up. Get up. Shit.
Me está tratando duro. Put him this way. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. It's open. Yeah, search this.
Spread.
Yep. Yo, you have gloves?
Yeah.
Grab that round right there. That just came out of his pocket. Take it off. Take it off. Go in there.
What led to this? One of the family members is taken aside and shares a frightening story.
So I got home from Georgia. I got home from Georgia yesterday night. My mom was on the couch. The reason why she was on the couch because my mom was fighting with her. So, you know, they're always fighting. So they'll say whatever. You know, they'll say whatever, went to sleep. But today, she was downstairs. She had a trip tomorrow to go to California for work. So I had to do her nails. I fixed one of her nails. We were talking, and she was telling me about fighting and why he was fighting, that he was accusing her of cheating, like always, with some boss that she had a long time ago. They were just good friends. They would, you know, my mom wasn't really doing anything with that man, nothing. But he's like narcissistic, so he would pick up fights before any major event, like her leaving tomorrow, of course he's fighting with her. So I already called it.
With this explanation in mind, the police make their way inside the home and find Lisvet's lifeless body in the bathroom. Jose had already shot her to death, and there was no way of saving her life now. Nevertheless, the authorities are not done yet, as they need to share their findings with one another.
He had 2 9mm pistols. Okay. One of the went through the drywall to the right of the door. But we took that one shot and we pulled back. But if he's firing that way, yeah, understood.
We'll get somebody to check that.
We'll get some officers to just knock on doors and make sure everybody's okay.
I got CAU on the way to help with we have the daughter down there.
Jose Otero Fontanes was indicted for first-degree murder with a firearm, followed by 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer. At the time of writing, he is currently being held in the Osceola County Jail in Florida without bond.
What's going on? Turn around for me.
To us.
Walk backwards. Keep walking backwards. On your knees, right here. On your knees.
I didn't want more than a friend. I just wanted to be a friend.
How do you mean she wanted more?
She wanted to be in a relationship.
She is pregnant.
She is.
Yes.
This is Kevin Martinez. This man captured a teenager and did the unthinkable to her. She was lucky enough to escape and tell her mother what he subjected her to. As a result, the authorities were contacted. Officers stormed his home and arrested him. When the suspect was brought to the interrogation room, he tried to lie his way out of trouble. Little did he know that the police knew far more than he realized, and what they found disgusted them to their core. In April 2020, 25-year-old Kevin Martinez of Hernandez, New Mexico, offered a 14-year-old girl a ride in his car. Afterward, he imprisoned her in his home for 2 weeks, where she was sexually assaulted repeatedly. After escaping, the victim told her family what happened, and the police were contacted as a result. After tracking him down, law enforcement arrived at his home to arrest him.
Barricaded? No. Stay police! Stay police! Front door! You know if you're in here, stay police! Stay police! Answer me if you're inside!
Cool, let's take it.
Clear on the back of the couch. Hold
Stay
right there.
police! Show yourself! Stay police! Show yourself!
Just a little different. Stay police. Anything else?
Nope, nothing here.
Stay police!
Got it right here.
Show yourself! I hear noise. Stay police! Come here, Kevin! Put your hands up now!
Is there anybody else in the house?
Keep walking to
Come
me!
on,
Keep
come
your
on.
hands up!
What's going on?
Is there anyone else inside the house, Kevin? No.
That's not good. Cool. Is your brother here?
Is he here or not?
Yeah.
Sit down.
What?
Back up, back up, back up.
Following Martinez's arrest, he is taken to the police station for further questioning. But was he going to be completely truthful, or would he try and downplay the severity of his crimes?
I saw her as just like a really good friend, a close friend, and she liked me beyond. But she's not the only girl that's like that. So that's when I started to just not hang out with her because she wanted more than just a friend.
Okay.
So I didn't want more than a friend. I just wanted to be a friend.
How do you mean she wanted more?
She wanted to be in a relationship. And to me, I didn't want no relationship, and she looked pretty young when she was around her age.
Okay. And how many times she been at your house?
Like 3 times. I let her stay there at my house whenever.
Oh yeah.
I let her sleep in my room and everything, and I would just go into my grandparents and go make food and stuff, go take her food and all that. And they would just tell me, she looks young. I'm like, well, yeah, she's just a friend and all that. She's supposed to be old enough, and her mom gave permission for her to hang out with me and all that. But, yeah.
Okay. How long would she stay at your house? What's the longest she stayed at your house?
Ooh, I wouldn't let her stay more than a couple of days.
Couple days?
Yeah, because I was like, you have to go back home. Like, you have to go because your mom was probably worried or something. And all that. But I knew because my friend, so they trusted me. And I'm a good person. I don't never hurt anybody or anything. But I saw her like as a friend, like a sister, like a best friend, so I took care of her.
Okay.
The suspect alleged that the girl was just a friend and claimed that she had permission from her mother to spend time with him, while claiming that it was her who wanted to pursue a relationship. He claimed she only stayed at hers for a couple of days, but she had been trapped in his home for a fortnight. He would go on to shift the blame onto the victim, claiming that she, a 14-year-old girl, was acting immaturely. But that wasn't the only disturbing thing he would share.
How long have you known?
Female?
Mm-hmm.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. How long have you known her?
Known her for a good 5 years.
Oh yeah.
I have to see a picture because I don't really remember. I haven't talked to any female for almost half a year or a year.
Okay.
Because I just don't want to involve any of them in my life.
No? How come?
Because there's a lot going on in my life. So I just rather stay away from drama and all that and just be my own person and stay away from all that trouble.
Okay. It's pretty clear, like when I asked you earlier, you asked if she was okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, you do know her. So, I mean, let's just not even play
Play
that game.
If it's her, then yeah, but I don't know. There's a bunch of people out there.
Okay. Well, why would you ask if she's okay?
Well, because, I don't know. Seems all weird because, like, me and her were like, really good friends. Okay. Really, really good friends, if that's the person you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. You said you'd known her for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Martinez made it seem like he was concerned for the victim while simultaneously alleging that he did not speak to women. The detectives were not fooled by his feeble attempts at lying and continued to probe him for more information about his connection with the girl.
You've had more than a friendship with her. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, dude. I mean, a girl comes on to you, and it is what it is, right?
She's lying, yeah.
So you've had a relationship.
I found out the truth, and I was like, gotta go. You gotta get out of my house.
So when you found out the truth, then you told her to get out of the house?
I didn't tell her to get out of the house, but in my mind, I'm like, no, this ain't right.
Okay. So then you did the right thing.
Yeah, and I still asked her. I was like, how old are you? And that's what got me even more mad. It's like, why are you lying? And that just screwed me up mentally, and that's why I've been by myself and everything.
Okay. How old are you now?
20 now.
20?
Yeah, I just turned 20.
Okay. So we'll go back to when you found out how old she was, and you told her, hey, you can't be doing this and this and that. So she was at your house.
She got mad. She didn't want to go anywhere.
She didn't want to leave the house?
No.
So what did she tell you?
Because she tells me over at her mom's house that she gets like by her mom's friends and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, well, if you're not comfortable, I guess, I mean, if you're comfortable here, better, then you'd rather be somewhere you're comfortable. But then mentally that screwed me up. It's not right, you know what I mean?
Okay. So how long were you guys in a relationship before you found out how old she was?
Not that long.
Not that long.
I was on it. I was trying to figure it out.
A month, couple weeks.
I gotta know the person, you know?
Like a month, couple of weeks that you guys were together?
That was a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
A month. I know we were hanging out for longer, but when special occasions started, it was a couple weeks, and then it just was all weird.
Okay.
It wasn't even like, you're not even a best friend, it's just like, you're a little girl.
Okay.
Once again, Martinez shares even more lies. He said he just turned 20 when he was 25 years old at the time, and that he just found out that she was a little girl, as he put it, a few weeks into their relationship. Even then, he continued to shift the blame onto the victim. Nevertheless, the detectives allowed Martinez to explain himself further, but was prepared for more mistruths.
So while you guys were in a relationship, how many times do you think you had been intimate with her?
Well, intimate as in?
Had sex with her?
Only 2 times.
2 times?
2 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me about that. What happened there? And where at?
She would just always be laying in my bed, and I was just like, there's something wrong here.
Okay. So it was in your bedroom?
Yeah.
In your bed?
Yeah. I even threw my bed out just because of that reason.
You threw the bed out? So when you guys had sex, did you use a condom?
I believe not.
No? How come you didn't?
Or I don't know. I don't remember. I think we did. I don't remember.
But you didn't?
No.
No.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, man.
Is she pregnant?
So you need to be honest with me, because obviously I'm here for a reason. Okay?
Maybe the second.
And the more you're honest with me, the better off you are.
Yeah.
All right? Like I already told you, dude, I've got decisions that I have to make, and this, you and me sitting here talking, or what determines those decisions I make. Okay. And if you're not honest with me, then those decisions are not you know, the decisions I would prefer to make.
I'd rather be
So let's be honest, okay? Why didn't you use a condom?
We didn't have one.
You didn't have one? Okay. So you had more than just twice.
I'll be honest, like probably 3 or 4 times, yes.
3 or 4 times? Because
At
everything...
my house a couple of times, at her house once.
Okay. Well, everything you kind of just explained to me doesn't point to just a few times.
3
But
times.
it sounds like it's a lot more.
It was 3 times.
So we're not really being that honest here.
No, we are.
No, we're not.
Well, 'cause I don't really remember anything.
You don't remember?
I don't really remember anything. So I just tend to not really remember about anything because then I just lose my mind. And then the more I think about things, the more I let you know what I'm thinking about. Because it just gets that strong. It's so strong I can make you, let you listen to what I'm thinking. I can let everyone know around me of what I'm thinking right now.
Well, she never asked you to let her leave?
No, because she wasn't being held hostage. There's an open house. You go and come as you please. If you want me to take you...
Well, we've already established you were keeping her there.
Because she wanted to be.
Martinez claimed he was intimate with the victim twice, before changing his story and saying it was a few times, and that he did not use contraception. What really happened was that he sexually assaulted her 18 times over the course of 9 days while she was held hostage. The narrative he then spun was that she was never a hostage, she actually stayed at his home for a fortnight to avoid her mother's boyfriend, who apparently did something terrible to her. It was then time for the investigators to ask a deeply disturbing question.
But how did she tell you she was pregnant?
She never did. I don't even know. Is she pregnant?
You know she's pregnant.
I really don't know.
Yeah, you did.
I asked her mom. Her mom just looked at me.
You asked her mom if she was pregnant?
Yeah, because she works at the... And not physically, because it's kind of weird to ask pregnant, because their mom didn't know we were like that. And I think that's disrespectful, first of all. So I was just like, well, is it okay? Is she sick? Is she doing okay? Yeah, she's okay. And then I don't really remember. I gotta look at the messages because everything's from text messages. But yeah, that's all. The text messages where the honesty's at.
So she messaged you?
She hasn't.
Well, that's what you just told me.
She hasn't.
That information would be on text.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I don't remember.
You remember more.
I guess
you remember.
I sleep a lot.
You remembered
I
more
dream.
a second ago than what you're acting like now.
Me in my mind, I'm special ed. I'm not mentally here.
Though he tried to feign surprise at the news that the victim was pregnant, the truth was that she had already told him this shocking news over Facebook Messenger. At one point in the interview, the suspect describes himself as psychotic and is asked about this peculiar description about himself.
So when you say you're psychotic, what do you mean? Like you just do stuff that you don't really realize you're doing?
Yeah, like hanging out with a little girl.
And what about keeping her at your house?
Well, my little brother and it's a safe place. It's a safe zone. No one's gonna get hurt there or anything like that. Like I said, I had cows, I had animals, I had my parents, I'm more responsible and a young adult that I have a lot of responsibilities I have to take care of, and just having that tag along friend, yeah.
When you were keeping her at your house, though, you made sure she was fed and...
Oh, I went and spent I get food stamps. I went and spent $200 on food. Told her, get whatever you want. I spent all my food stamps. All the time that she was there. Took her to the store. Every day, you want to go to the store? You want to go home? What's going on? I always will try to make sure she's okay because she was just so quiet, like timid. And that's just worried me. So I started to ask her a bunch of questions, being nosy into her life. And that's when she told me what I told you. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody. And last time I told someone something I wasn't supposed to tell, I got screwed over in my life. But I'm being honest.
It was possible that Martinez tried to appeal to the investigators by portraying his caring side, that he took care of his disabled father and brother and cared for his elderly grandmother, who was also made aware of the presence of the teen. These did nothing to downplay the severity of his crimes. The investigator decided that it was time to expose Martinez for his attempts at avoiding difficult questions.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking to. You figured out how old she is now. So it's kind of, I feel like you're using it as a fallback. Every time I ask you an uncomfortable question, you say, oh, I don't really know.
No, but let me explain myself. I'm not saying that. I'll stop saying that.
No, say whatever you want. I'm just explaining to you what I'm thinking when you tell me that, so we know we're on the same page.
Okay.
So
it's because I just had a flashback. I had a flashback. It hasn't been over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has been over a year. I'm not too sure. But I bet you, to this day, if I call her right now, she'll still tell me she's 16 years old.
Okay. Did she tell you recently that she was pregnant through Facebook Messenger?
No.
As
a matter of fact, she never told me.
She told me that she did.
I would like to see that.
Okay. I would like you to. This is why I'm going to get a search warrant for Facebook Messenger. Are you going to be the father of her child? She is pregnant.
She is.
Yes.
And she still hasn't told me this. I remember her telling me, but she told me she killed the kid.
So she did tell you.
That's why I've been so fucked up now.
Okay, that's the exact opposite of what you told me a minute ago, or less.
No.
So she told you she was pregnant, but she killed the kid.
Yeah, well, she told me she had an abortion.
Okay, which would imply she told
And I told her to have an abortion.
That would imply that she told you she was pregnant.
But that's what she told me.
Did she tell you she was pregnant?
No, but I assume so. She never told me, but I assume so. I don't remember.
You just told me that she told you she had an abortion. Is that correct?
Yeah, over the phone.
Okay.
In a desperate attempt to save face, Martinez continued to deny knowing she was pregnant, before falling back on his usual response, I don't remember. The interrogation shifted to the victim leaving the suspect's home, and yet again, he continued to spout even more misinformation.
So when she left, did you take her or did she run away?
No, I took her.
She told me that she ran away and her...
She was on the phone with her grandfather.
Or her aunt's boyfriend.
And I will get these dates and times where you could get on...
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
No, sorry.
She told me she ran away from your house. Okay?
I'm glad that I did what I did though. Because if she would have stayed hanging out, it would have gotten longer and it would have become a bigger issue.
Let me ask you again. Did at any time during her time at your house, do you think she was afraid?
No. Not at all. There's no reason to.
Through the duration of her stay with you, she was free to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever tell her anything that would lead her to believe otherwise?
No.
I'm telling you, she told me she ran away from your house, and she called her aunt's boyfriend. He picked her up from outside your house. Did that happen?
No.
Okay. So if he says otherwise...
Pretty sure he would.
Why would he?
Because they are pretty close, and that's the one who...
I'm going to remind you of what you told me when you and I were talking.
Yes.
After you had the argument, that she ran away from your house.
No, she never ran away from my house.
That's what you told me.
And she's lying.
That she was on the phone. You told me that she ran away from your house and was on the phone.
No.
Yes, you did.
I did not. No, I am afraid of the consequences of where this is leading because I don't know what the consequences are. And I am willing to take the consequences because obviously I done and did and I was already there and now I am here. And I have to just succeed and continue onto my responsibilities of being a young adult.
In which she told you she was pregnant and you told her you can't be because you're too young.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so Finance.
Martinez fabricated even more details here. In actuality, the girl managed to escape and called her aunt's boyfriend to rescue her while the suspect reportedly chased after her on foot. In an exchange of messages over Facebook Messenger, investigators found that the man allegedly told the girl that she was too young to be impregnated, before threatening her by saying that no one would find her if she tried to tell anyone. But would he admit to sending such a thing?
You told her she was too young to get pregnant. Right?
To be pregnant, yeah.
Did you tell her that?
She has school, she has to worry about stuff.
Okay.
I did tell her that she is too young to
that's
be
what you meant. Not
to be a
physically
mom.
too young, but too young she shouldn't be a mom.
Yes, that's what I meant.
In that same conversation, did you tell her that if she told on you, that no one would find her again?
Huh? No, if I do, that's a threat.
Yes, that's why I'm asking you.
You know, I was threatened like that and I was hurt in my younger life.
I'm sorry about that, but I've got to stay on top of it.
No, I would never, ever in my life do that, ever.
I have to ask you the question because that's what she told me. Am I going to find evidence of that kind of a threat in your Facebook messages with her?
No.
Anything like it?
No, I'm not worried, no.
Anything that she could misunderstand?
No. I'm a nice, polite, kindful, respectful, honest man.
Good.
And I've been really sick lately, and like I haven't been the Kevin. Everyone tells me lately. My whole family been telling me, "You need help. You need help. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna send you away, and you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch. Watch. I'm gonna get you help." And I just don't even know what's wrong with I don't even know what's up with myself. I'm just sick in bed and not feeling myself, and I know I'm doing good because I'm not doing any drugs. I'm just smoking cigarettes and drinking vitamin drinks and working out and helping my family and being there for them, and they just put me down. Her being pregnant is probably why I'm feeling this way and why they're telling me I need help, because obviously I need help because I was stupid mental, because I was with someone who I didn't know completely.
Yeah, and you were using methamphetamines, which is why you're feeling.
It was hard for the detectives to believe that the suspect was a nice, polite, kindful, respectful, honest man, as he so claimed, as evidence, testimonies, and his own exposed lies certainly implied otherwise. During the interview, another unsettling question was brought up.
When you had sex with, was there any blood?
No. She wasn't a virgin. That's how I know she was being...
I was asking, was there any blood?
Mm-mm.
What was that blood on your sheets in your bedroom?
There was blood on my sheets in my bedroom?
You grabbed blood on your sheets. Is that blood going to match her DNA?
I don't know. No.
Okay. So I'm going to compare it.
Okay.
Whose blood is it?
Probably mine.
Pretty big amount of blood. What happened?
Oh, that's my baby mama. It's blood.
Who's your baby mama?
You're asking too many questions.
Well, I want to know whose blood it is so that I don't accuse you of something you didn't do.
Oh, okay.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test that blood, and is it going to...
No.
Did it bleed as a result of that?
No.
So just to recap, how long was she physically in your house during the period of time?
The longest 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Did you have during those 2 weeks?
Yes.
On September 23rd, 2025, Martinez pleaded guilty to sexual assault of a minor, kidnapping, and bribery. He accepted a plea deal and faced a possible 7 to 15 years in prison and would have to register himself as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Though he was placed on house arrest as he awaited trial, he shot and killed his neighbor, Elmer Sanchez Jr., over an alleged argument about who shot a dog back in October 2022. As a result, he was charged with manslaughter and faced an additional 6 years. Martinez is a perfect example of a sick, twisted individual who simply refused to face the consequences of his actions, no matter how much he was exposed for his horrific crimes.
At the moment, I don't know what you're sorry for, Russell. So you able to tell me?
This is Russell Marsh. Hours prior, he killed his wife. Then, he walked into a police station to confess. But when the authorities asked him what happened, he didn't answer. Instead, he told them to search his home.
There's the back door here. Same as.
And what they found was a grueling sight far worse than anything he was willing to admit.
I was with her.
Without being shot.
Yeah. That's where you'll find all one of the clothes, you'll find everything there.
Because the man sitting in that room already knew the truth. He just wasn't telling it.
You're described as controlling, jealous, obsessive. Have you got any comment to make in relation to that?
No comment.
What started as a confession was about to unravel into something far worse. In Shotton, UK on August 26, 2021, 29-year-old Russell Marsh called his father and said he had done, quote, something bad to his wife, 27-year-old Jade Ward. Officers arrived to the couple's home after Marsh handed himself in to the Blacken police station in Cheshire.
I know you're struggling at the moment, mate, but can you tell me what's happened? Is your wife hurt at the moment?
Oh, sorry. I forgot this about now.
Pardon?
I forgot this about now.
Take some deep breaths then, slow your breathing down.
Oh, no.
We've got people on the way round, but I'd like to know what we're going to go into when we get there. So what's happened? So compose yourself, that's it. Nice deep breaths. Is there anyone else at home with your wife?
No. My dog, I forgot about me poor dog. Well, I forgot me dog.
Just confirm it's empty. Russell, the house is empty.
It's not.
Where's your wife at home?
She's upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereabouts upstairs is she? Pardon? In the heart? Which room? In your room? Russell's saying Jade is in their bedroom upstairs. If you can relay that to North Wales.
Initially, Marsh seemed to be fretting more about wanting tobacco and ensuring the dog was safe. But through his tears and laboured breathing, he was able to say where Jade was located. Meanwhile, police officers at the couple's home forced their way inside, hoping to find Jade.
There's the back door here. Same as.
You're not going to be able to come in. Put the tips in there with them.
I don't know. She's on 4 boys.
The inside will go. Close that gate. Close that gate. The dog's gone.
Say quiet.
Hello, please. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Get the dog. Dog's going over there. Hello, please.
The door to the couple's bedroom had been fastened in place with a dressing gown cord. When the officers accessed the room, they found a bundle of clothes on the bed. Sieving through the clutter, they made a terrifying discovery.
Yeah, we've got a body.
Okay.
Nope.
Found deceased here.
Jade's body was indeed hidden underneath the piles of clothing. At the police station, Marsh failed to hold back his tears as he was arrested under suspicion of murder.
You do not have to say anything, but may I be defensive? You do not mention my question. Essentially, Ryan Ball. They make evidence. Wonderfully. I'm glad you're back.
Russell Marsh was now in custody under suspicion of murder, and in the days that followed, investigators would sit across from him 5 separate times, 5 interviews, hundreds of questions, and he would answer almost none of them.
What was it about Jade that attracted you to her?
No comment.
When you've woken up Wednesday morning, did you have plans to go to that address?
No plan.
What was your intention on going to that address?
Comment.
You were cautioned and there was no reply at the time of caution. However, you have stated, I'm sorry, I love her and I love my boys. You've then stated, you don't know what I've gone through for 3 years. Can you confirm that you said those words?
No comment.
Is there anything you want to tell us?
The first interview, nothing. Investigators had expected him to talk. He'd handed himself in. They thought he wanted to confess. Instead, no comment, no comment, no comment. When they told him Jade's family had described him as controlling, jealous, obsessive, no comment. When they told him Jade had said the thought of being near him made her skin crawl, no comment. When they asked if he loved her or hated her, no comment. He wasn't confused. He wasn't overwhelmed. He had already told them where the body was. He knew exactly what he'd done. Every silence was a choice.
There's clearly things going through your head. Yeah? You've probably got a lot of images and a lot of memories in there. Yeah? And the questions are only going to get harder in the next interview for you. Okay?
You're described as controlling, jealous, obsessive. Have you got any comment to make in relation to that?
No comment.
Would you describe yourself as aggressive in the relationship?
No comment.
Once again, Marsh refused to elaborate and continued to respond with his usual answer, no comment. The truth was that Jade was sick of Marsh monitoring and controlling her before and after their marriage. After years of mistreatment, she would finally muster the courage to tell him how she truly felt.
You understand the gravity of the situation. I know you do. I can see it with your face. This evidence doesn't look good.
Jade said that she didn't love you anymore and that she didn't want to sleep with you because it made her feel sick.
No comment.
How would you feel about her starting a new relationship?
No comment.
Did you have any issue with her having male friends? Were you concerned that she was having sex with anybody else, Russell?
No comment.
Marsh may be trying to remain stoic during questioning, but prior to the killing, he was spiraling. He continued stalking her, bombarding her with texts. When he discovered her spending time with other male friends, he became furious. The investigator then asked more pointed questions, though they already knew a lot more than she let on.
Is there anything that you can do to help us understand how Jade died?
No comment.
Do you tell me what you know about her murder?
No comment.
Are you responsible for the murder of Jade?
No comment.
A day prior to the murder, a friend of Marsh's told law enforcement that the pair met and he told him Jade was having an affair. Concerningly, Marsh shared a chilling warning with his friend. "You'll see me in the papers." It was clear that Jade was not killed in a blind act of rage. It was premeditated.
Did you kill her because you thought that she was having an affair with somebody?
No comment.
CCTV footage recorded Marsh getting a key cut a day prior to the murder. This granted him access to the house, despite being kicked out after the split-up. On the day of the killing, he made excuses to get himself out of his night shift at work before heading to his former home. Hours before the murder, he was caught on security footage purchasing fuel at a petrol station, with damning evidence in hand. Surely this would be enough to make Marsh come clean?
Instead of parking directly outside Jade's house, you've taken steps to conceal your Ford Focus around the corner. Can you tell me why?
No comment.
And we also know that now those phones are missing. So where are those phones?
No comment.
What have you done with it?
No comment.
Where have you put it?
No comment.
Marsh went to great lengths to hide the evidence. The knife was never recovered, and the phones in the house all went off the network. But unbeknownst to him, he had left critical DNA evidence confirming that he was the killer.
Why is your fingerprints in Jade's blood on the light switch?
No comment.
A bloody fingerprint was found on a light switch. DNA tests confirmed it was a match. Yet, it seemed that Marsh continued to avoid answering any questions.
So the pathology in this case indicates that Jade was attacked with a knife causing slash injuries to her face. And whilst trying to defend herself, she sustained stab wounds to the left arm and cuts to the fingers of the right hand. How does that make you feel, hearing that?
No comment.
Did you do that to Jade?
No comment.
Your dad said if you've harmed her, tell me now so we can go to a police station. Does she need an ambulance? You've not responded to that. Why is that?
No comment.
I can only presume you've known in your head she wasn't going to get any better because she was dead by that point. Is that why you didn't phone an ambulance?
No comment.
Jade was found with numerous stab wounds and slashes to her face and body. After being attacked with a knife, she was then strangled to death. All of this happened while their 4 children were sleeping. Later, he took their kids to his parents' home before he gave himself in.
This is your last interview with us now, so there is going to be a trial. There is going to be a court case. Jade's family are likely to be aware of the details of what happened to Jade. Okay, fair. If you were to plead guilty, then those details won't come out in the court case. Come on, Russell, tell us what you're thinking.
Do you want to have a conversation? Yeah, I know, Tony, yeah.
Do you want us to pause the interview for further consultation? Okay.
In April 2022, Russell Marsh was found guilty of the murder of Jade Ward. He reportedly showed no emotion when he was sentenced to 25 years in prison. This shocking murder, paired up with the fact that Marsh still had parental rights, inspired activists to push the Victims and Prisoners Bill, which was initially dubbed Jade's Law after the victim. This was to restrict parents who have been convicted of voluntary manslaughter or murder from parental responsibility and access to their children. The law was finally passed in May 2024.